Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back here again on a Thursday night, but it is no normal Thursday night. We are back again here for another Pittsburgh Penguins game day live stream, and it's been a while since we've done one of these. I believe the last time we were live for a Penguins live stream, it was a couple of weeks ago when we watched the Pens split their two-game series in Stockholm, Sweden against the Nashville Predators in the NHL's Global Series. That was lots of fun. Hopefully more fun watching the Pittsburgh Penguins here tonight. Hopefully they get a win. Tonight, the Pens looking to get a statement win against a high-quality opponent. They down in Florida right now, the Sunshine State taking on the 16-8-2 Tampa Bay Lightning. Meanwhile, the Pens currently sitting at 13-7-5 on the season. Here in a moment, we are going to get into a couple of top stories heading into tonight's hockey game. After that, starting lineups for both teams. Then, time permitting, I will give my final predictions of what is going to go down in tonight's contest. Before we do any of that, if you are new here, first off, welcome to the live stream. On your way in, why don't you hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already? Just gone over 650 subscribers on the channel. Next stop, 700, and then on and upwards from there. So please hit that subscribe button on your way in. Turn on notifications as well. Leave a like on this live stream. Share this live stream so that we can get more and more viewers in here as the night moves along. And in the comments section, any thoughts, questions, or opinions that you may have, get those in there as well. I enjoy interacting with you folks throughout the evening. Last time we were live, thinking back now to when we were last live for the Penguins Predators over there in Sweden, had a little bit of a different audience. A few new people joined in. That was a good time on the channel. So hopefully all of those hockey fans, they're able to come on back here tonight and watch as the Penguins take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. To the comment section we go here to kick off tonight's festivities. THP Concepts, two regulars in here. Glad to have you two gentlemen back here as well. THP coming in with a football question about Odell Beckham. Odd way to start off the show, but that's all right, THP. We will get into, as the night moves along, we will get into a little bit of football talk as well. That'll be during commercial breaks and intermissions and stuff like that. We got a little bit of some Steelers news to talk about here tonight as they head into the weekend going up against the Baltimore Ravens in a massive matchup. But we are going to start off tonight with hockey talk. That is why we are all here. A couple of stories heading into tonight's Penguins Lightning game. My top story heading into tonight's game is that these are two teams having different results as of late. Looking at where they are in the standings, both of these teams' records, they're looking pretty good for what has been expected of them. The Lightning right now, like I mentioned, 16-8-2. As expected, they sit atop the Atlantic Division with that high-powered roster. A little bit of injuries to it right now, but still high-powered nonetheless. With that roster they have configured over the past couple of seasons, they are atop their division in the Atlantic Division once again. They are looking to get back into some serious, deep playoff runs. Not too long ago, this Tampa Bay Lightning team had 3 straight Stanley Cup final appearances, winning 2 of those. As for the Penguins, after going through a non-splashy offseason with no one expecting them to do much of anything except for compete for the draft lottery and one Gavin McKenna, they surprisingly right now in possession of a wild card spot. Tightly contested in the wild card picture right now, but they are looking to maybe gain a little bit of breathing room with another win, hopefully here tonight. Even with both squads in decent spots in the standings right now, they have had different results on the ice as of recently. Tampa proving that they are worthy of that top spot in the Atlantic Division. They coming in the midst of a 10-3 stretch since early November right now. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh, they are coming off one of their more rotten months of November in quite some time. They earned a 4-5-3 record in November, but thankfully they're out of that month now, on to December. Got off to a hot December start back on Monday night. They whooping up on their rival Philadelphia Flyers in a 5-1 win. This stretch of the NHL season right now, between Thanksgiving and the New Year, it can make and break seasons for NHL teams. So this is going to be a massive game tonight between these two currently upper echelon teams in the Eastern Conference. Tampa, they'll be looking to extend their Atlantic Division lead over teams like the Montreal Canadiens and Ottawa Senators. The Penguins, just like head coach Dan Muse said today, they are going to look to carry over their work from Monday into tonight's game, maybe get a quality win over a legit playoff contending opponent and keep their head above water in the wild card race, maybe in time climbing back into the conversation for the Metropolitan Division lead. That is top story number one, that this is going to be a big game tonight, more so for the Penguins. As for the second story heading into tonight's game, another dance with an old friend, 636 days later, and it's still kind of weird seeing this guy in colors other than the black and gold. What happened 636 days ago? Penguins trading forward Jake Gensel to the Carolina Hurricanes. Since that day, Gensel, moving on from Carolina, signed a lucrative 7-year, $63 million deal with the Tampa Bay Lightning, replacing longtime Lightning captain Steven Stamkos. Gensel certainly hasn't slowed down in production either since leaving Pittsburgh. Tallied 80 points in 80 games last year for the Bolts, and he is on pace for at least another point per game season again this year, having scored 27 points in 26 games thus far. Having said that, I don't need to explain any further that Gensel must be a shutdown priority tonight for the Penguins, along with, excuse me, there many other players on this Lightning team. I'll mention them here coming up in the lineup projections for tonight. However, no matter what happens tonight, I think Gensel still holds a soft spot in the heart of Pittsburghers, and especially the hearts of his teammates. Was here for all of the good times, now pushing a decade ago, winning Stanley Cups, all of those fantastic seasons. Right now, for tonight, bringing out of storage the Jake Gensel jersey here, also rocking a Stanley Cup hat to boot. This one's 2016. I should have grabbed 2017's. That's the year Gensel won it with the Penguins here. But Gensel still loved here in Pittsburgh and loved by his teammates. Gensel this morning actually spoke to the Pittsburgh media, spoke highly of some of his former teammates, gave praise to Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Brian Rust, said that he is surprised, but also not that surprised by how well Crosby and Malkin are playing this season, especially with their age only counting up. Also gave glowing endorsement today for Brian Rust to be added to Team USA's roster for the Olympics after he didn't make the Four Nations roster. So excellent stuff said by Gensel on his former teammates. I'm sure all of those guys and much more would say similar glowing remarks to Gensel in return. So I'm sure tonight will be a fun and exciting matchup for all parties involved. With that said, top stories out of the way. Projected lineups for tonight's game between these two teams. For the Penguins, no changes in their lineup compared to Monday's game against the Philadelphia Flyers. Kevin Hayes still on the top line with Brian Rust and Sidney Crosby. Tommy Novak, Evgeny Malkin, Anthony Mantha, the second line. The kid line stays together. Rutger McGroarty, Ben Kindle, and a piece of that trade between the Penguins and the Hurricanes, getting back in return in the Gensel trade from pushing 2 years ago now, Billy Koivunen. He is on the third line tonight. We'll see how he stacks up against Jake Gensel. Boko Amama, Blake Lizotte, Connor Dewar, the fourth line. Defense pairings, they stay the same. Top two pairs, same as they have been all year. Parker Wotherspoon, Eric Carlson, Ryan Shea, and Chris Letang. Ryan Graves, Connor Clifton, pretty meat and potato third pairing right there. They will stick together. Tristan Jarry tonight gets the start against the Lightning. This will be his third straight start. Have not seen Artur Shalov's in a little bit now. He's been going through a rough patch as of late, so I like Dan Muse sticking with the hot goaltender in Tristan Jarry. As for the Lightning, pretty solid top two lines, even with the injuries that they are going through right now. Brandon Hagel, Anthony Cirelli, Nikita Kucherov, the dangerous top line for the Lightning here. Hagel, outstanding player, made a quite coming out party when he was a part of Team Canada in the Four Nations face-off. Cirelli, one of the better number two centermen in the league, even though he is on the top line right now. And then Nikita Kucherov, aside from, I'd say, Alex Ovechkin when he's at the height of his powers, Nikita Kucherov, the most dangerous Russian goal scorer playing the game today. Second line, that is where we find the former Penguin Jake Gensel. Wouldn't it be something for him to get a goal tonight against the Penguins? As a matter of fact, that's going to be a part of my final predictions here in a moment. Nick Paul, Oliver Bjorkstrand, his line mates, Zemgus Girgensons, Yanni Gord, Pontus Holmberg, the third line for the Lightning. And then the fourth line, I think Matt Gonsalves just a tiny bit here for the Lightning, but they also have Dominic James and Curtis Douglas on their fourth line. I have no idea who those guys are. I'm just going to be totally blunt with that one. Their defense pairings, J.J. Moser, former Utah Mammoth and Arizona Coyote, and I believe that is Darren Radish, excuse me. That's the top defense pairing for the Lightning. Charles Edward Dastos, I hope I pronounced his name right, along with Emil Lillenberg. They are the second pairing. Declan Carlisle, Maxwell Crozier, the third pairing for the Lightning here tonight. The Penguins are getting a bit of a break, though. No Andrei Vasilevsky in net tonight for the Lightning. Outstanding Russian goaltender, one of the best in the league when he is on his game. He injured, I believe, right now, a little bit banged up, so the Penguins instead will draw Jonas Johansson tonight with, I believe, Halverson. Let's look here. Brandon Halverson backing him up. So Johansson in between the pipes for the Lightning tonight. Like I said, they are dealing with many, many injuries right now to outstanding players. Talk about their top line center, Braden Point. He is out with injury. He's day-to-day. Their top left-handed shot defenseman, Eric Cernak, he's out. Victor Hedman, their captain, big number 77 on that blue line, he is out as well. I believe McDonough as well. Ryan McDonough, former New York Ranger, and Vasilevsky, of course. I believe puck drop going to be coming up momentarily here to my right, so I will pan my attention this way. Final predictions for tonight's game. Having seen all of those injuries for the Penguins, I feel maybe unwarrantedly confident in this game. I do think it'll be a close game early on. We might have, a 0-0 score at the end of the first period here. But I think after that, you will see the Pens start to pick it up as the game moves along here. Final prediction, I think score-wise, you're looking at maybe a 5-3 final for the Penguins. They'll take a 4-3 lead into the third period, get the empty netter. Goal scorers, not going to list out, who all is going to score the goals. I do think Jake Gensel scores a goal here tonight for the Lightning against his old team, because that's just something that oddly keeps happening here to the Penguins, where former players score against them. I think Jason Zucker had 2 points against the Pens just a couple of nights ago with the Buffalo Sabres. Had a couple of other players as well score against the Pens. Hell, I think maybe even Zach Aston Reese had a goal against the Pens a couple of months ago. So weird stuff like that happens to the Pens. I'm going to tally Gensel in for a goal here tonight. And this one's probably going to be a bold prediction. I want to see the other component of that trade get his first NHL goal tonight. I'm going to go with Ville Koivunen, maybe even 2 goals from that kid line here tonight against Jonas Johansson. I want to see that unit get going, gain some confidence, but Ville Koivunen especially brought back in the Gensel trade, played a little bit of hockey last year with the Penguins. He's been up with the team for about half the games this season. I want to see Koivunen. He's been hunting real hard. I think he's in his own head a little bit. I want to see him get his first NHL goal here tonight. What better way to do it than against a damn good team in the Tampa Bay Lightning and facing the player that you were sent back in a trade for. So we'll love to see that from Koivunen. I think Tristan Jarry overall tonight might have, a shaky goal or two. There's always one every other game or so with Jarry where it's like, all right, you got to save that one. But overall, I think Jarry, he'll come up with some big saves here tonight. I hope I am vindicated in that, and that is a good prediction at the end of the day. So that's going to do it here for pregame notes. On commercial over here to my right now. In the meantime here, between then and puck drop, let's go back here to the comment section real quick. THP and Concepts talking about each other in here. Generational wealth is never enough, LOL. Also, Tyler Seguin for the Stars, out for the year, brutal. Yeah, Seguin, he's been dealing with a ton of injuries there for Dallas. Man, I like Seguin so much, but he's rarely healthy there. THP here, Gensel is a player. Indeed he is. Has not slowed down since leaving Pittsburgh. I think he has completely and totally washed away any of the stigma that he was a product of Sidney Crosby. He's been now 2 other places, and he's continued to produce at a high level, being one of the more underrated still goal scorers in the NHL. So glad to see Gensel, get himself a bag and continue to, do his thing wherever he's going. Sucks that he had to leave Pittsburgh, but you look back now, pushing 2 years, where the Penguins were, they needed to, restock the cupboard of prospects, and Gensel at that time probably not going to be re-signing with the Penguins. It was, at the end of the day, not the move that you wanted to make, but the right one. 360 Duncan here as well. Welcome, 360. Pens can win tonight. They need that. Malkin will score. Crosby with 3 points tonight. Wouldn't doubt that from Sid. He has been on a heater right now, breaking records. I believe now he's, 7 points away from breaking Mario Lemieux's all-time point streak for the Penguins. Getting 3 here brings him that much closer here tonight. Got some other comments here from Lance33 and True Thong. Going to get to your guys' comments here in a moment. As right now, over here to my right, the game, it is on. Andy Gord, Sidney Crosby leaning for the face-off. Puck is dropped, and we are underway here on a Thursday night. Glad to have each and every single one of you back here for another Pittsburgh Penguins game day live stream. Immediately here, the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to move the puck quickly up ice into the pen zone. Thrown on net with a spinning shot there by Zemgus Girgensons. Might have hit a stick, but Jarry able to swallow that into his stomach for a whistle. Lance33 in here. Glad to have you back. Shout out from Mon Valley as always. Truth in here as well. Welcome back, Truth. Watching Mario in person, dominated. 6'6" on the ice. You knew something good was going to happen. Indeed. At that time, it was big boy hockey, and Mario Lemieux, to combine his size, which he was, still a very large man back then, to compare that to combine, I should say, that size with the outstanding skill and production he had. It was something at the time that was unheard of and almost godlike. Healthy full career for Lemieux. You're maybe talking him even more close of a comparison to Wayne Gretzky than what the two currently are. Play resuming over here. Puck was briefly down in the Lightning zone. Now it comes back out to center here. Chris Letang handling it in his own zone as the Pens change. Second line coming on for the Penguins, Mantha, Malkin, and Novak. Malkin from a tight angle throws it on net, easily sticked aside by Johansson. Back behind the net now, Radish sending it up the boards, chopped along by Kucherov, and oh no, look here, far side, moving on in with speed. Brandon Hagel shut down by Tristan Jarry. A half breakaway for Hagel. He tried to go 5-hole. Jarry shut it down. Early pressure left and right here from the Lightning. Kucherov sends it out to the front of the net, but it is knocked away and back down to Tampa ice. No icing here against the Penguins. Seems to be a move quickly through the neutral zone and throw everything at the net strategy here for the Bolts to kick off this hockey game. Puck sent the length of the ice here, tapped along by Bjorkstrand, so no icing. Penguins now trying to break it out. The kid line now on. McGroarty with speed flying through center. He's got Kindle. If he can get it to him, no, he can't. McGroarty rubbed off by Lilleberg along the boards. Taken over by Tampa. Bringing it up now is the former Ottawa Senator Nick Paul. Down low there, Bjorkstrand sent down to the ice by Connor Clifton. Penguins going to bring it back up through center now. Kindle chips it in, chased after by Koivunen. He has it momentarily in the corner, sends it along the boards looking for a D-man, but it's picked off by Gonzalez. Fresh onto the benches, Lazat over here. Parker Wotherspoon, top of the circle, slap shot. Pad save made by Johansson. Lots of room there for Wotherspoon. Couldn't finish. Now back at the other end, Dominic James with a full shield on the face bubble here. And now, hang on, do we have a scrap? We are. Holy Jesus. Front and center ice, Boko Amama and Curtis Douglas. They are dropping the gloves at center ice. Boko, a tough customer. Douglas, a massive human being. Right crosses. What a cross there by Boko. Knocks the lid off of Douglas. Douglas still hanging on to that mouth guard. They're exchanging right hooks. Not sure if many of them are landing. And Boko taking down Douglas to the ice. Wow. How about that? We thought we were going to see this from him back on Monday night against the Flyers with all the bad blood in that matchup. It took less than maybe a little over 2.5 minutes into this hockey game. Boko Amama and their tough guy, they meet at center ice for a tilt, and Boko gets the best of the bigger Douglas. They were chirping, coming back up through center ice, out of the Lightning zone. They drop the gloves and they square up right at center ice for all to see. Boko delivering quite a few good shots in that tilt. One that knocked the helmet off of Douglas. Not sure what happened at the end of the fight, if Douglas just lost his footing or if Boko landed another punch that knocked him down to the ice. A clear, decisive victory for number 14 in black and gold. Love to see him setting the tone here tonight. And that honestly might have been a little bit more needed than what many may think. It's been all Lightning for the most part here in this hockey game. Hopefully that injects some energy for the boys here. Play resuming. The Lightning send it behind Tristan Jarry's net. He's going to play it up the boards here and racing after it in a foot race. Crosby with Radish. Crosby's going to beat him there. Tight angle shot there from Sid. Hits off the outside of the netting. Kevin Hayes now sending it behind the net again. Brian Rust fending off Holmberg there. Still with possession of it. Now in the corner, it's Crosby. Crosby loses it now. Holmberg shields him off, and the Lightning take possession again. They send it out to center. Picked up there. Here comes Erik Karlsson rumbling down Main Street. And oh my goodness, Erik Karlsson just got decked. Evgeny Malkin going after DeAstos for laying that hit on Karlsson. Wasn't really all that much hard of a hit by the defenseman DeAstos. Now top of the circle here. Kucherov gets a shot and it's gloved and held there by Jarry. Tons of action here. Back to that hit there on Karlsson. Was coming through the middle of the ice with speed, tried to make a cut, was a little bit off balance, and DeAstos just had to give him a little bit of a push to send him flying, losing his footing. Another look there at the shot from Kucherov. Jarry out on top of the blue paint to cut down as much net as he possibly could there. Face off to the left of Jarry, won by Malkin, sent along the boards and back down into the Lightning zone. Behind the net, bodies crashing and banging there. Lizotte comes out with it. Malkin sends it up high. Shea D to D with Letang. Letang fluttering shot to the net, blockered away by Johansson, right to the waiting stick of Brandon Hagel. And here comes the Lightning 3-on-2. Kucherov, high slot there, shot! Save made by Jari, and bodies crash into him after the fact. Jari appears to be all right. Things getting testy over here to the right of Jari, but it looks like nothing's going to come to it. Excellent chance for the Lightning off the rush. That dangerous chance from Anthony Cirelli at the right hash marks there. To the right of Jari, bodies, Malkin, and Hagel, I believe, crashing into Jari as well. He hangs on to make the save. What action here. In this hockey game, it's not even 5 minutes old yet. Holy goodness. Tampa wins the face-off, one back to the defenseman, number 67 here. Who's he again? Of course, I close out here the Lightning lineup. That's Carlisle coming in. Declan Carlisle coming in with a shot there. Easy save for Jari. 5 chances already in this game. 5 shots on goal for Tampa. Face-off won by the Lightning. Again, it comes out to center, though. They'll quickly send it back in here. Jari behind his own net, able to stop it a bit. McGroarty now along the boards. Breakout pass here for Billy Koivunen. He can't handle that. Is rubbed off into the boards over there in front of the Lightning bench. Now coming up with it here is Kindle. Kindle, he's going to draw a penalty there. Arm of the referee goes up. And this is going to be a holding on Tampa to the box. That's going to be number 24, Crozier. And the Penguins, they're going to get the first man advantage here of the night. Outstanding work there, keeping his feet moving by Ben Kindle. That is going to be an easy call all day long, right in front of the official. The exposed left hand or right hand of Crozier grabbing the arm of Kindle. That's going to be a penalty. He joins Douglas in the box. And Mama in the box as well, still without a helmet. Maybe warming up for his next fight. Who knows if he'll have another scrap here tonight. Power play on here for the Pens. They sent out the top unit. Ben Kindle still out there after a shift. Now Brian Rust, he's over on the board, is going to lose possession of it. And oh no, here comes the Lightning the other way. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Hagel tried to pass it along for Cirelli, couldn't connect. And now the Penguins with a 3-on-2 the other way. Crosby in, dropping it here and hang on. Oh, it's offside. Ah, damn it. Back and forth action. The Lightning with a chance shorthanded. It was picked off by Erik Karlsson. And the Pens the other way. They had a 3-on-1 that turned into a 3-on-2. They get caught off sides. Crosby, the puck carrier there, did not get it over the blue line early enough. Now off the face-off here, Erik Karlsson doing some dancing. He turns it over here to Zemgus Girgensson, sends it ahead. How the hell is he all alone? In on goal. Shot and a save made by Jari. Yanni Gord. Now Girgensson's another shot. Another pad save by Jari. What are we doing here? The Penguins' first power play unit here. All their top guns asleep at the wheel right now. They're going to get the second unit on. That is now 3 chances in under a minute shorthanded for Tampa. The second power play unit now on. Hopefully they can get set up and have better success. Koivunen over here on the half wall. Now up high, it's Letang. Over Koivunen. Wrist shot. He scores! There it is! We just called it a moment ago. Pre-game. Billy Koivunen. His first career NHL goal. Hell yeah, Koivu! He's been pushing and pushing and pushing. It's been a long time coming for Billy Koivunen. A snipe wrist shot from the top of the right face-off circle. Beats Jonas Johansson on the glove side. Top cheese. And that has got to feel extra good for Billy Koivunen. Going against the team where the player he was traded for is on. Came close multiple times earlier this year, and that has got to be a massive monkey off the back of Koivunen. His first NHL goal, he finally gets it. It is 1-0 Penguins. I got to update the score banner here in a moment, but the Lightning, they're already back in here on the attack. Puck battle in the corner to Jari's left. It's now going to come up the far boards here to Blake Lizotte, and then dumped in there by Rutger McGroarty. 1-0 Penguins off of the stick of Ville Koivunen. His first career NHL goal. It's been a long time coming for him. He finally breaks through, and now hopefully that is opening of the floodgates for number 41 in black and gold. Puck back into the Pens zone now. Darren Radish down low in the corner. Trying to center that feed was Yanni Gourde, picked off by the Pens. Now it's going to be a chip and chase here for Sidney Crosby. He'll wrap it along the boards there. Cut off by Gergensons. Breakout attempt off of a skate. Radish now will finally get it out to center. Yanni Gourde takes a hard check there from Sid. How about number 87 getting physical there? Pass into the Lightning zone there. It is going to be offsides there. Brian Rust ahead of the play there. Kevin Hayes with the touch up there. There they show the replay there of Ville Koivunen getting his first career NHL goal. Congratulations to him. Koivunen just, let me look up here. Koivunen, 22 years old. Been a long time coming, was a prospect forever with the Tampa Bay Lightning, or with the Carolina Hurricanes organization. Was a second-round pick by the Canes back in 2021, comes over along with, I think, Michael Bunting and Cruz Lucius in a second-round pick in the Jay Gensel trade from 636 days ago. Had a feeling that he was finally going to break through tonight, playing the player he was traded for, and he does. His first career NHL goal. Congratulations to him. 9 of you in here right now. Welcome. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a live stream like this or a video on the channel ever again. Also, leave a like, share, and leave a comment what your thoughts are on the game tonight. How do you feel about Ville Koivunen getting his first goal? Anything and everything is on the table. Get those in the comment section right now. Look in here. Lance33 in the comment section talking about truth comments earlier about Mario Lemieux. Every time he touched the puck for the Penguins, he scored. Seemed like that with number 66 back in the day for the black and gold. On our first commercial break here, now they come back. Still giving highlights here of Ville Koivunen's first NHL goal. The assists on that power play goal for Koivunen looks like it's going to be Chris Letang with the primary assist, Tommy Novak with the secondary assist. From the Pens, after what the first power play unit looked like, they created 3 chances for the Lightning. I put the second unit out to start again because that was quick and easy work there for the second unit. Face off here just outside the Lightning zone. It's going to be iced by Tampa. So a penalty back in the offensive zone for the Penguins coming up here in a moment. 10 of you in here on your way in, please hit that subscribe button. Let's go here to Twitter, see what reactions we got to Ville Koivunen's goal. Tons of people I bet are excited, but none more than number 41 in black and gold. Face-off is going to be to the right here of Johansson, Malkin, and Cirelli. Pair of 71s tying up here on this face-off. It's one over to the corner. Tommy Novak takes it there. Novak rubbed off by Lilleberg. And now it's going to come up high here. And I believe that is Brandon Hagel out at center with it now. Hagel trying to feed it along there to someone. Nobody there. Now back in his own zone. Erik Karlsson will take it as the Lightning were offsides. But it's turned over again here. Kucherov in. Now to Hagel. Pickpocketed there by Tommy Novak. And he is going to skate it out to center here. Pressured hard by Kucherov. That's Hagel. And Hagel's persistence works out. Tampa back in possession. Kucherov dances around Mantha into his own zone. Now tried to go for a pass to a upcoming D-man, but it goes out of the zone, back out to center. Kucherov again. Puck keeps finding his stick. He'll dump it in and head off for a change. Ryan Shea behind the Penguins' net. Passes it along to Wotherspoon, up to center, gaining the red line and dumping it in. Johansson behind the net. Plays it along here for Crozier. Crozier losing it here for a second. Massive pile of humanity in the corner. Puck comes loose. Now out at center, it's Nick Paul. Give and go there with Carlisle, the defenseman, turned over. Penguins have a chance the other way here. This is a 2-on-1 maybe. Ben Kindleman tried to dangle in, and he blows a tire and crashes into the boards. Is all right there. The kid line generating some pressure here. Up high, it's Letang. Now Ryan Shea, he'll float it to the net. Tried for a tip of Koivunen, couldn't get it there. Letang tried to feed one out in front somewhere. Somehow on the ice is Rutger McGroarty. He got upended. No penalty, though. Back in here, it's Jake Gensel. Tried for a snap pass there to Nick Paul. Goes wide. Puck comes up high here. Couldn't be kept in by J.J. Moser. Now loose puck out at center. Picked up by Shea. He'll dump it in. Takes a hit from Gord for good measure. Holmberg trying to send it back to his D-man. It does finally come here to Radish. Puck sent up the wall here. Now Brian Rust in the corner. Rust centering pass for Crosby, hit a body. The hits picking up here in this game. Seeing quite a bit of hits here within the past minute or so. Clock now under half a period to play here in the first. Behind the net, it's like Kevin Hayes and Pontus Holberg go down to the ground all tangled up. Puck is going to be slowly trickling down here to Tampa ice. It's taken over there by Radish and left behind the net here for Deostis. Now Deostis will bring it up. Chipped into the zone there. To the left of Jari. Wotherspoon shields off his man. It's sent along the boards here, and it comes outside the blue line and out to center. Still along the boards, they're battling for it. Now Dewar with it. Down the right side here. Shot on goal. Save made by Johansson. Erik Karlsson with a chance all alone there. Better save by Johansson. Now Wotherspoon tries to get possession of it, and he is going to get a penalty here. Saw that one coming. Parker Wotherspoon thought he had time to collect that puck. Dominic James blew past him, and Wotherspoon gets all on his back, and that is going to be a holding penalty, and that is called all day long. So there goes 5-on-5 hockey. Now the Pens going to go shorthanded for the first time tonight. Commercial break over here to my right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news here. Said we were going to talk about some football. This is not football breaking news. This is some baseball breaking news. The MLB winter meetings going to kick off here this weekend. This is that's not stopping that's not going to stop the Pirates though from making a trade. The Pittsburgh Pirates in a 5-player deal are trading pitcher Johan Oviedo to the Boston Red Sox. In exchange, the Red Sox will send outfielder Yoshdixon Garcia back to Pittsburgh. This is breaking news within the past 20 minutes from Jeff Passan, so we haven't been able to get to it immediately. Talking about this hockey game, Jostinson, I think is how you pronounce his name. Jostinson Garcia, former outfield prospect of the Red Sox. I believe he was up for a brief stint in the MLB this past season. He is coming back to Pittsburgh in exchange for Johan Oviedo. There are other players in this trade. The two other players moving in the Oviedo deal left-handed reliever down in AA or AAA, Tyler Samaniego and catcher Adonis Guzman are going to the Red Sox. The Pirates will be getting an additional player along with Garcia. I wanted the Pirates, honestly, here to make a trade with the Red Sox for an outfielder. Just wasn't that outfielder. That was, let me go here. To the Red Sox. I don't even know how you pronounce this guy's name. Jostinson Garcia just traded to the Pirates for Johan Oviedo. I would have rather had the Pirates get a little bit more aggressive and bring in Jarren Duran, or even at the very least a Wilyer Abreu. This guy was not on my radar as a possible trade option for the Pirates. Going to get into more of that trade here in a second. Up high here on the power play is the Lightning. Over half a minute expired now on this power play. Scramble in front there. Nick Paul just poked it wide of a wide open cage. Throwing everything to the net here is the Lightning. Jari, he is scrambling in his net right now. Another one-time shot. That's 3 one-time chances in a row for Nikita Kucherov. All of them have gone wide of the net to the left. Now Gensel with the high slot over. Kucherov again. Doesn't shoot it. Up high now, Radish. Back for Kucherov. Down low, playing catch. Now Radish up high, shot blocked. What an outstanding play there by Blake Lizotte. You will never see a better penalty-killing play this season. Lizotte blocks the shot, is hurt as he pushes off towards the Pens bench and gets the clear, diving at the puck. Back in now, Hagel, his pass picked off by the Pens, and now a chance the other way here. Brian Rust leading the charge. Rust on it, hits the crossbar with the shot. Oh my goodness, Brian Rust just had a golden opportunity. His shot rang the pipe, inches away from it being 2-0 Penguins. Puck behind now, the Pens net here. They're battling for it in the corner now to the right of Jari. Now it's up along the boards here. Kucherov coming out. His pass to the point. Broken up there momentarily by Rust. Hagel now in the corner. Again, sending it over for Kucherov. It gets past him and out to center. Penguins are going to get some tired bodies off here. Back in quickly, though, comes the Lightning, trying to catch the Pens in a change. Cross zone pass. Now over in front to Ostos, robbed by Jari. What a stop there by Jari. Point blank. Ande Ostos keeps the Lightning off the board. Connor Clifton now. Going to try to make a breakout pass picked off by the Lightning here. Another chance on in. And no, that's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. Oh my goodness. That might have been all of your Bjorkstrand or someone else for Tampa. Let me look here. Someone just had another half-break chance on Jari. There's going to be a slashing call here on the Pens that I thought was ticky-tacky. And here for, I think, a couple of seconds, the Pens are going to be down 2 men. It's going to be 5-on-3 for a couple of seconds. They just showed again that Blake Lizotte block shot hit him right in the foot. That is not going to feel good. Hopefully he's all right. Turns out I was mistaken. Indeed, the Pens did kill off that penalty, and good news, Blake Lizotte's out there on the ice to begin this kill. Ryan Graves, the guilty party here. So another penalty and a power play back-to-back here for Tampa. Deostis at the top of the zone, holding the puck, waiting for a shooting lane to open, moving all around. Now pass over here for Gonzalez. Gonzalez moving in. Side of the net there, Sorelli, his shot attempt, or pass attempt, broken up, and Connor Dewar is going to send it softly down to Tampa Bay ice. Kills off the first 40 seconds of this power play here for the Lightning. Now this first unit comes back onto the ice for Tampa. Their entrance into the zone here, it's stymied by Chris Letang, and he'll send it down the length of the ice once again. Behind the Tampa net and picking it up is Darren Radish. They'll drop it off here for Nick Paul skating through center ice. Pass for Jake Gensel a little out in front of Gensel. Paul will pick it up. Now Bjorkstrand with it down low. Picked off again there and air mailing this one. FedEx Air out to center and down to Tampa Bay ice. Good job there by the Pens. Now 35 seconds left to go in this back-to-back man advantage for the Lightning. Think Brian Rust lost his stick for a moment. Now he gets it back. Darren Radish over here. Kucherov. Radish again. His slap shot. Fan on it. Save made there by Jari with Gensel beside the net. Cross zone pass picked off there by the Pens. And now back the other way here. I think that's Koivunen. Didn't know he was out there penalty killing. No, that's Kindle. Excuse me. Out there killing this penalty. 5 seconds. Pens about to kill this penalty here. Offsides called on Tampa. Clock stops with 2 seconds left on the man advantage for Tampa Bay. Outstanding job on these back-to-back kills by the Pens. We're getting the drink there. Getting parched here. Gonna get to this trade here on the Pittsburgh Pirates in a second. Tie up off the face-off just outside the Tampa zone. Ryan Graves out of the box there. Penguins sending Clifton as the lone defenseman out there. And now Sidney Crosby with Rutger McGroarty. Pass ahead here for McGroarty. Picked up there by Sid. His slap shot is going to get a stick in there from Holmberg, so it goes wide. Billy Koivunen and Rutger McGroarty, the kids out there with Sidney Crosby right now, as the Pens lines are all jumbled up following back-to-back penalty kills. Puck down in the Pen zone here. Zemgus Girgensons pinned up against the wall by Crosby and Koivunen, taking multiple cross checks there up against the boards. Puck up high now. J.J. Moser playing catch with Holmberg. Now down low, it's Yanni Gord. Rubbed off into the boards and pushed down to the ice by Connor Clifton. Nice job separating man from puck right there. Pass to the high slot, tipped out of the zone by Billy Koivunen. Back in his own zone now with it is Moser. Passes it to a fresh defenseman off the bench. That's Carlisle. Back even deeper into their own zone is Moser. He stops it here behind his own net, waiting for his team to regroup, and now he'll bring it up. Pass here over to the boards. It's Kucherov. Kucherov now to Hagel. His shot high on Jari. He's able to snag it and cover it up here for a face-off. Tampa. It's been all Tampa for most of this period. They're leading in the shot department right now, 13-5. But it is the Penguins still with that power play goal from Billy Koivunen, who have the 1-0 lead here. So they head to another commercial break over here. 8 of you in here right now. Hit subscribe on your way in. Back to this breaking Pittsburgh Pirates trade from now 25 minutes ago. Johan Oviedo dealt to the Boston Red Sox in a 5-player deal. Oviedo, the headliner. The headline return to the Pirates right now. Jostinson Garcia. Garcia here just pulled up his stats a moment ago. 6 foot even, 163-pound outfielder. Looks a bit like Andy Rodriguez in the face, maybe a little bit chubbier. Garcia here last year did indeed have 7 at-bats with the Boston Red Sox. 7 at-bats, 1 hit. So, thought this was going to be an offseason where the Pirates were going to get more, MLB proven bats. Instead, this is just trade number 6 from the deadline. Bucks moving out a veteran pitcher for a pretty much AAA bat that has had barely any experience in the MLB. So I don't know what's up with this trade here. Initially here, I'm going to be pessimistic on it. That's going to probably be my reaction to most moves that the Pirates make this offseason until they make a good one. This Garcia, I have heard from him before. I believe he was a former top 10 prospect of the Red Sox and got upside. But would I have been, more aggressive? Maybe throw in a higher up prospect with Oviedo, or swap out Oviedo for Mitch Keller for a Jarren Duran. I definitely would have done that. There's tons of talks right now around Jarren Duran being traded. You want to talk about adding in a MLB legit bat with speed and pretty much a all-around good player. Duran would have been the move there, but now the Pirates making this move, that I think that definitely shuts the door on them making a move for Duran, and it definitely also makes it highly likely that Duran stays in Boston or goes elsewhere. Back here to the hockey game to my right, the Lightning, they just had a dangerous chance again, catching the Pens with numbers the other way. A shot from the top of the circle by Nikita Kucherov hits Tristan Jarry in the mask up near the ear, and Jarry, like he's Antonio Brown, pins the puck against his helmet to hang on to it. If you're, long-term Pittsburgh Steelers fans on here, if there's any of those in here right now, remember back when I was a kid, Antonio Brown making a catch where he pinned the football against his helmet. Tristan Jarry just did a similar thing to hang on to that puck. He is coming up with 10 bell saves left and right here to begin this hockey game. The Pens with some chances here back into the Lightning zone. Johansson's going to find the loose puck and cover it for a whistle here. Sidney Crosby and the top line, couple of light pushes back and forth here, but nothing's going to come of it. 1:31 left to go here in the first period. On the first intermission, we will take a tiny bit of a break during the intermission, but we are going to get to some other Pittsburgh sports news during the first intermission break. Face-off won by the Penguins to the right of Johansson. Erik Karlsson's shot did not get all of it towards the net, but then Crosby had a dangerous chop at it that could not be handled. Crosby right now, I think, is it he without a stick? No, it's someone is without a stick right now in the corner, and they're kicking along with it. Now Erik Karlsson steps down. It's been like a 30-second, 25-second long scrum in the corner here, and it's continuing. Kevin Hayes and Sidney Crosby down there battling. Now a penalty is going to be coming up here, and Crosby breaks his stick. Crosby is upset right now. It looks like the penalty is going to be on him. His stick broken right now, sitting in the Tampa Bay zone. So the Penguins are going to go to the box for the third time tonight, but the Lightning right now, they are trying to keep possession and get this 6-man on 5 advantage, maybe for the rest of the period here, but it's pickpocketed out at center ice by Rutger McGroarty. He'll touch it up. 23.1 seconds on the clock. Let's look again here at this penalty here. Crosby and J.J. Moser tangled up with each other. Crosby gives Moser multiple cross checks. Moser returning it behind the net. And then the puck comes their way again. Crosby here coming over. And that's what draws the penalty right there. Crosby with another cross check on Moser. They bark at each other. Crosby breaks his stick on the cross check. And that's what draws the penalty. 20 seconds now left here in this period. The Lightning trying to get one last chance here before the period expires. Nikita Kucherov, he tries to get the puck there. It's knocked out to center by the Pens. 8 seconds now left. Lightning can get another chance if they hurry. Jake Gensel trying to chip one in front of the net. Sent down the length of the ice by Parker Wotherspoon. And that is going to end things here in a very active and crazy first period of play. That was one of the more action-packed first periods that we've covered this season in quite some time. We saw a fight from Boko Imama. The Penguins, they get the lone goal. Ville Koivunen with his first career NHL goal. Multiple chances for the Lightning, all of them stymied by Tristan Jarry. And some more chippiness to end the period there with Sidney Crosby and J.J. Moser, the main two combatants. And the Lightning, they're going to carry over a minute and change of power play time to begin the second period. So crazy second period, or crazy first period, maybe even a crazier second period of play going to be coming up here in a little bit. Back to the comments here real quick. Concepts in here, great coverage, better than the broadcast. Appreciate that, Concepts. Just tuning in, woo, go Pens from Chelsea Cornelius. Welcome, Chelsea. Glad to have you here. First intermission here. We'll take a bit of a break here so I can catch my breath here in a few moments, but want to continue in the meantime coverage of this Pittsburgh Pirates trade that just broke as the Lightning and Pens dropped the puck. We now know the final piece of this trade heading back to the Penguins. So heading back to the Pirates, excuse me. So the full trade here, right-handed starting pitcher Johan Oviedo, along with left-handed pitcher in AAA Tyler Samaniego, and catcher in the minors Adonis Guzman. Those three players, they are heading to the Boston Red Sox in exchange for center fielder is what he's listed as on the MLB website. Jostinson Garcia, still a young 22, 23-year-old outfielder for the Red Sox. He comes back to Pittsburgh along with, let me look up this guy here, Jesus Treviso. Jesus Treviso. Let me look up who he is. What is he? Is he a pitcher? Is he a player? Jesus Treviso, pitching prospect. So Pirates getting a unproven but high upside outfielder and a prospect pitcher in exchange for Oviedo and a couple of minor leaguers. I guess it's a fair trade, but still, I'd want to be a little bit more aggressive and go get, one of their major league bats, Willie or Abreu or a Jarren Duran, but that's not going to happen now, unfortunately. Would have been my dream, and my sister, who loves Jarren Duran, she would have lost her mind if the Bucks did that, but hate to break it to you, sis. Don't think that's happening now. More on Jesus Treviso. Covered a little bit of what Jostinson Garcia is about. He's still trying to pronounce his first name here. It's not really working. Treviso here, 18 years old, from Higuerto, Venezuela, 5'11", 140 pound. So a kid. We got back a young AAA outfielder and a lottery ticket. Always going to be critical of moves that the Pirates make. But, what are you going to do? I guess this is, the type of player that the Pirates were going to be targeting all along this offseason. Trying to raise my hopes here on Garcia. Let's see what everyone else is saying here. If we got anything else here on this trade. Noah Hiles of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, one of the main beat writers and reporters of the Pirates last season, saying this is the type of player that the Bucks wanted for Mitch Keller back in July, and they just got him for Johan Oviedo. I will give the Pirates a little bit of credit there, is that Oviedo only pitched a little bit last season, returning from Tommy John surgery. So to get, a former top 10, I believe, prospect of the Red Sox for a guy who you still don't know what he's going to be long-term out of Tommy John. I will give them a plus in the department for that. Let's see, look here. All right, warming up to Joe Stinson Garcia a little bit more. Number 85 prospect on the MLB Pipeline's top 100 prospects. Hit 271, 18 home runs, 58 RBIs in 2025. So that raises my hopes a little bit more for him. But again, always gonna, I think force a habit-wise, spin this back into a negative. Love that production in AAA from this guy. One of the better outfield prospects in all of baseball. But how much of what he learned in Boston is going to translate over to the Pirates? Because we've seen tons and tons of good, batting prospects come to Pittsburgh before, whether it be via trade or the draft, and then the Pirates just absolutely tank their development. So I hope that this kid is as close to a finished prospect, a finished product as possible, because I have zero faith that the Pirates are going to be able to have him develop what he's done in AAA to the MLB. So I hope the Red Sox did well by him, and that he is going to do some outstanding stuff with the Pirates. Do like the acquisition, especially here for especially what he did in AAA for the Red Sox. Looking here, cool nickname though for this Garcia. His nickname, the password for his first name, JHOSTYNXON. Yet I think it's pronounced Joe Stinson Garcia. The password. What a name. Talking about hockey here tonight, you got a pair of brothers, Fabian and Arter, for the Montreal Canadiens. Their last name is Jackeye. I think it's spelled XHE and then something else, AJ. Their nickname is Wi-Fi. So we got the password. Maybe we pair the password up with the Wi-Fi brothers in hockey, and we'll unlock something here. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this Pirates trade. Oviedo and 2 minor leaguers for outfielder number 3 prospect for the Red Sox, Joe Stinson Garcia, 23-year-old outfielder with tons of upside, and a 18-year-old pitcher. So now that I've read more about it here, I'll take it as a good trade. I'll give the trade, first reaction here, a B-. Would I have loved to have gone, bigger game hunting there? Absolutely. Like I keep reiterating here, I'd rather have gotten a Jarren Duran or a Wilyer Abreu and have given up, a higher up prospect than those 2 guys. I don't even think they're in the top 30 of prospects for the Pirates. Would have gotten a little bit more aggressive, but hey, trade away a guy who is coming still off of Tommy John surgery, and you don't know how he's going to be long term after that injury, and you get back a top 3 prospect from a team. So little complaints right now, except for how are the Pirates going to mess it up? That's pretty much the only gripe that I have about it. The more I think about it. So that trade is everywhere. Excuse me, not 23 years old. He's still 22 years old, but wonder when his birthday is. He's got to be turning 23 soon, you would think. So Pirates, they make a trade, and that is where we sit right now. 9 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. On your way in, please hit subscribe and turn on notifications so that you never miss a live stream or a video again. Turn on notifications, like, share, leave a comment as well. First intermission. underway over here. Not sure how much time is left in it after all the talking I just did, but I'm going to take a bit of a brief break here, and we'll be back for the start of the second period between the Pens and the Lightning here in a bit. Stay where you are, back here in a little bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. So much has already gone on here tonight, and we have only played one period of hockey. So much is going on with the game. So much is going on outside of the game in terms of other things going on around Pittsburgh sports, and it is going to be a wild rest of the night here on the channel. Sticking with the hockey game here, welcome back to all of you who hung around for the past couple of minutes. First period of action, it was insane between these two teams. High, fast-paced action throughout the period. Boko Amama had a fight. That's always exciting, taking on and beating pretty decisively a 6'9" Curtis McDermott. Billy Koivunen gets the big monkey off of his back and scores his first NHL goal. Very, very happy for him. He's been pushing so hard, trying so hard to get that first NHL goal out of the way. He finally does it here tonight. And probably the biggest star of the first period, Tristan Jarry in goal for the Pittsburgh Penguins. 15, I believe, was the final total. Shots on goal for the Lightning in the first period. Jarry stopping all 15 of those mostly dangerous scoring chances with flying colors. He has been unreal to begin this hockey game. Hopefully that continues, and in a big way. Hopefully he continues early, because the Penguins, they are going to be killing off a minute and 36 seconds of a Sidney Crosby cross-checking minor that carried over from the first period. So the penalty kill back to work for the third time here tonight. And outside of hockey, we've had big news as well. Just talked for the first half of that intermission. More thoughts and reactions to the Pittsburgh Pirates making a trade, sending right-handed pitcher Johan Oviedo and two minor leaguers to the Boston Red Sox for 22-year-old number 3 prospect in the Red Sox organization, outfielder Jostinson Garcia, and an 18-year-old pitcher as well. So tons going on there. And also just saw during the break, Dan Kingerski, who I'm pretty sure is there at this Lightning Penguins game right now, beat writer for the Penguins for Pittsburgh Hockey Now. He just dropped a report a little bit ago that a sale of the Pittsburgh Penguins is still ongoing between Fenway Sports Group and the Hoffman family of companies. So we'll talk about that maybe here on one of these first commercial breaks of this period. Puck is dropped and we are underway here in the second period. The opening possession here is by the Lightning here, trying to get set up on their power play. They have a minute now left on this power play. High slot here. A shot from Nikita Kucherov. It is blocked, and it will go back out to center. The Penguins are going to get fresh penalty killing troops on here. 7 of you in here right now, still hanging around. Please stick here throughout the evening. It should be a wild one on the channel. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this live stream. Leave a comment in the comment section. Back into the Penguin zone comes Tampa Bay. Their first unit gets set up now. You got Kucherov near the half board. Now up high, Darren Radish looking down low for Jake Gensel. It is sticked away by Ryan Shea up and into the netting for a whistle. Clock stops with 23 seconds remaining here on the Sidney Crosby cross-checking minor. Outstanding job by this Penguins penalty kill. And again, out there right now, looking at this behind the net camera view, Ben Kindle, the 18-year-old rookie out there killing penalties right now. He is doing an outstanding job in that department so far. Face off to the left of Jarry, won by Blake Lizotte, picked up by Chris Letang, and sent the length of the ice. Unless Tampa can hurry up ice right now and get set up quickly, that is all but going to do it here for the Crosby minor. Nikita Kucherov plays it along here to Jake Gensel. Looking back for Kucherov was Gensel. Tristan Jarry going to sweep it out to center ice. Picked up by Sidney Crosby. Now Blake Lizotte in. His shot sticked aside there by Jonas Johansson. What a brilliant play right there by Tristan Jarry. Puck slowly came in on him, and he slapping it back out towards center, towards the penalty boxes. Crosby picks it up there and drops it for Blake Lizotte before he heads off on a change. Great stuff there from number 35. He's doing it all besides stop the puck in the net. Got an icing here on the Penguins, so the faceoff is going to come back down here to the Pittsburgh zone. Sidney Crosby looking around right there. When he got that penalty called against him for cross-checking J.J. Moser, he had an earful for not just Moser, but also longtime NFL referee Wes McCauley, who is officiating this game tonight. Sid might still have a word or two with McCauley before the night is over. You got Yanni Gordon Crosby on this face-off here. Won by Gord. Slap shot from the point is going to be blocked away by a Penguin. Connor Clifton plays it out to center here. It's picked off by Gordon. Back in he comes. Gord, his backhander towards the front of the net, goes wide. Crosby down low now. Plays it up into the high slot. Lilleberg with flat-footedness and was wobbly. Couldn't hang on to it. He would have had an excellent shot opportunity. He was able to gain his footing, couldn't do it. Pontus Holberg goes down as he enters the zone, was looking for a tripping call, nothing there. Back into the Tampa zone, Crosby and Lilleberg in the corner. Played up the wall here. Erik Karlsson, his shot high! And snared there by Johansson, the goaltender. That puck came a little bit too high up near the head area of Crosby. I think he was able to just duck out of the way, and after the whistle here, you got Crosby having some more words with Moser, who just battled there at the end of the second period. Just words this time. I'm sure they are maybe gathering each other's phone numbers to exchange Merry Christmas texts here in 3 weeks. 17:05 now on the board here for time in the second period. Penguins claiming the first the first 2 shots of this period. They were outshot 15-8 in the first period. They've got 2 on Johansson so far to begin this frame. Lightning take control off the faceoff out in center, and doing circles is Brandon Hagel waiting for passing or skating lane to open. Cross-corner pass there from Nikita Kucherov was picked off for a moment by the Pens. Came back out to center for a second. Now back in the Pen zone in the corner. Skating behind his own net and sending it out to center is Parker Wotherspoon. Evgeny Malkin trying to catch up to that pass, couldn't do it. Back in comes the Lightning, waiting for a trailer is Brandon Hagel. He finds it. Theostasin, his shot might have gone off the skate or stick of Anthony Mantha and wide. Evgeny Malkin again now has it. Tommy Novak plays it along here. Got Erik Karlsson into the zone. Fends off Anthony Cirelli. Gets it down to the corner. Novak trying to send one to the high slot. It goes off a stick and back down to the Penguins zone. Chris Letang now to Ben Kindle. He enters the zone. Kid line on now for Pittsburgh. Billy Koivunen gives Darren Radich a shove there. Has his first NHL goal here tonight. Maybe looking for number 2. McGroarty losing that puck battle in the corner. Now coming into the zone, it's Gonzalez. Gonzalez rubbed off, and again behind the net there by Ryan Shea. Loving the physicality I'm seeing from this defense pairing of Letang and Shea. Laying the body here tonight. Ben Kindle will pick it up and skate it out of his own zone. Leaves it here for Billy Koivunen. He is hit hard and rubbed off there by Declan Carlisle. Shea stepping down from the point, plays it behind the net again. Goes to Kindle in the corner. Kindle fighting off of contact. Spins away from another player. Gets picked up by McGroarty. Up high. Shea, his slap shot fanned, and oh no, here comes the Lightning. A 2-on-1 the other way. It's Theostos and James, and I think Tristan Jarry might have gone across and stopped that one. If not, then Dominic James just fanned on it. Everyone on the ice is tired. It's going to be a soft dump in here by Ben Kindle, and both sides will change. Now 5 minutes, expired here in the second period. In on Tristan Jarry here was Oliver Bjorkstrand, the former Columbus Blue Jacket. Pens know about his game. Pass out the center here. Boko Amama trying to chip it along. Here comes the guy Boko fought. It's Curtis Douglas. His shot blocked away with a defenseman's stick. Puck battle over here to the corner. It squirts loose here to Boko Amama. Boko trying to make a move out through center is going to be stopped in his tracks there. Deastis. Now to Bjorkstrand. Nick Paul enters the zone. Chips it into the corner. After it goes Douglas. 6'9". Massive frame there, yet Amama took him to task in the fight earlier. Up high, Douglas over here. J.J. Moser stepping down the wall. Pass to the middle of the ice. Pontus Holmberg got a stick on it, but couldn't get the shot to the net. Now Kevin Hayes tried to pass it along for Brian Rust. It's picked off again by Tampa. Circling behind his own net, it's Holmberg. Out to center. Yanni Gord, his pass intercepted now by Carlson. Carlson bringing it up down the right side. Throwing it to the front. Chipped on goal there by Kevin Hayes. Save made by Johansson. And the Lightning will sky it back out to center. Now coming back into the Lightning zone, it's Tommy Novak. In the corner, Anthony Mantha. Yanni Gord trying to hold it there, couldn't do it. Carlson, now over here, Wotherspoon stepping in, tried for a short side corner there against Johansson. Johansson got a piece of it. Carlson up high again, floats one towards the net. Save made there by Johansson, and he'll stop it for a whistle. Meanwhile, behind the Tampa net, Darren Radish, a wrestling takedown on Tommy Novak. Doesn't look like either person is going to be massively upset over it. They're just going to get up and skate away. 8 of you in here right now. Back here to what I said near the beginning of the period. This per Dan Kingerski of Pittsburgh Hockey Now. Apparently a sale of the Pittsburgh Penguins is still ongoing. It's been a while. It's been a couple of months now. Really haven't heard much of this since the beginning of the hockey season. The Penguins were more or less put up for sale by Fenway Sports Group in the offseason. It started out as a minority share, but then I think it developed into a majority share. And Fenway Sports Group still looking to sell the Penguins. They had some interest from the Mario Lemieux, David Morehouse, Ron Burkle group, but the price was very high. Now, a new contender, new as in they were not heard of in, consideration for the Penguins before until a couple of months ago. The Hoffman family of companies own, I believe, after trying to remember what I know on them, they own 200-ish companies or have stakes in companies worldwide. They do own a hockey team, except it is an ECHL team in the Florida Everblades. And they now, maybe looking to get their first professional sports team, are indeed agreeing on a price set by Fenway Sports Group. Many around the sale have come to accept FSG's waning interest in owning the team. Kingerski here putting a source with direct knowledge of the sale said that a transaction remains in process, though it is not moving quickly, or is expected to pick up steam anytime soon. So that confirms, ladies and gentlemen, that the Pens are still up for sale, and that looks like the Hoffman family eventually will be getting the deal done. It's just nothing is imminent right now. That'll probably be something that will be tabled until next offseason, the way the months keep flying by here in the hockey season. Play resuming on the ice here in Tampa Bay. Tampa entering the Pen zone. Lilleberg lost it momentarily. Chipped along here. Evgeny Malkin. He's going to chase after it. Malkin in on goal all alone. He scores! Evgeny Malkin gets the Penguins another goal. He's been hovering along the Tampa Bay blue line all night. This time, he finally is able to pressure one of the D-man, chip the puck along, gets on his horse, and he is going to bury it. Backhand, forehand, 5-hole on Jonas Johansson. It is 2-0 Pens. He has been smelling blood in the water all night long, and Evgeny Malkin, his 7th goal of the season. Some miscommunication and dysfunction at the junction near the blue line in the Penguin zone by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Malkin chips it past the last defender there and skates on in on a breakaway against Johansson, buries it 5-hole. Excellent thievery in finishing there from Evgeny Malkin. It is 2-0 Penguins. Looks like you had Deastis, who was maybe the last man back for the Lightning there. He couldn't catch the 39-year-old Malkin. Now another shot here for the Penguins. Slap shot from Ryan Graves goes wide. They're back into the Lightning zone and on the hunt after the puck again, this time with the kid line. Puck up high, Connor Clifton trying to play it down low here to Ben Kindle. Clifton stepping in now, a shot there off a skate in front of the net, and it is Carlisle, the defenseman, bringing it back for Tampa. Now Jake Gensel, back up to Carlisle again, finds a trailer, it's Darren Radish. Tried a one-timer, wasn't in his wheelhouse. Comes over here to the right of Jari. Along the boards, it's Bjorkstrand. He loses it. It's going to be lifted out to center by the Penguins, and they're going to try to get a couple guys off here on this long change period. Backhander from McDermott towards the net. It's going to be fought off by Jari. Crosby trying to chip one between his legs along to Hayes. He'll just pick it up himself now. Crosby, and he goes down to the ice, and that's going to be a penalty. Was waiting for it. Was waiting for the official to come in to screen, and Darren Radish, he's going to go to the penalty box here. It's going to be interference on Crosby. Crosby trying to dangle around Radish, lost the puck, and as he was trying to then skate around the Lightning defenseman, Sid hits the deck, and the Pens back on the power play here to begin what will hopefully be a better series for this top unit. They were absolutely horrific. This top unit, Crosby, Malkin, Rust, Carlson, Kindle. They generated 3 opportunities for the Lightning to maybe 1 for themselves. Hopefully they are able to improve immensely here. Face-off is going to be to the right of Johansson. Second power play opportunity tonight for the Pens, won by the Penguins. Back at the point, Carlson. Down the wall here, Brian Rust, bank pass, up high again to Carlson. Carlson to Rust, Crosby in the bumper position. Rust, his shot, save made by Johansson. Penguins keep possession. Carlson over to Rust. Crosby again lingering in the high slot. Kindle in down low near the side of the net. Tried a sauce pass to maybe Evgeny Malkin. It's just gloved there by Johansson. He'll freeze it for a whistle. And how about the Penguins? Looking real quick here at the shot ticker on the score bug. They have brought this game back to nearly even on the shot department. Started this period 15-8 down in the shot differential. Now it's 17-16. Face-off won again by the Penguins. Up higher, Carlson slap pass, tipped in! It's a goal for the Penguins! Ben Kindle is pointing towards Erik Karlsson. It might be a goal for 65 or a goal for the kid Kindle, but nonetheless, it is a 3-0 Penguins lead. Indeed, it is going to be Ben Kindle standing just below the hash marks as he is screening the goaltender Johansson. He tips it off the right post and in, and the Penguins 3-0. 2 goals from 2 youngsters. Ville Koivunen got the party started in the first period. Ben Kindle now joins the fun as well. 3-0. And keep Ben Kindle on the power play the rest of the year. I have seen enough. He has been outstanding with that group. And he, again, and now hang on here as I pause my thought here. We're going to have some rough stuff. I think Tampa just took another penalty. And now Connor Clifton and Dominic James. Jake Gensel's going to come in now. We got some 5-on-5 scrums here. Ryan Graves and I think that is Dylan Crozier down low. They're giving each other some shots. Boko Amama's out there right now. And Boko and Connor Clifton, those are 2 guys. They're not the biggest players in the world, but they can beat the brakes off of you if you get them teed off enough. I'm not sure whoever's out there for Tampa right now wants to poke that bear. But nonetheless, they're going to head to a commercial right now. I think the Penguins are about to have their 3rd power play of the game, and they're going to have an excellent chance on the man advantage to take a 4-0 lead. How about it? All Penguins to begin this period. Gotta love it. 10 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button. Let me do a quick subscriber count here. We are up to 651 subscribers here, so please hit that button on your way in. To the comment section real quick while we are on a commercial break here. You got Craig Werlow in here. Welcome, Craig. Vulcan has been great this season. Indeed, he has. That was his 7th goal of the season just a couple of minutes ago. Still producing at a high level. He has been on fire. And tell you what, money, it is a hell of a motivator. Malkin is entering a rare laying duck season for him. This is the last year of his contract. Kyle Dubas, Malkin, and Malkin's representation, his agent, are going to meet during the Olympic break here in a few months. And he said, Malkin, he wants to stay in Pittsburgh. He wants to continue playing in Pittsburgh. Will the Penguins feel that same way? I hope so, the way he's been playing this year, because he has been lights out fighting for pretty much to continue his NHL career. Now, I don't mean that like saying if the Pens don't re-sign him, he's done. I think, I think he will respect maybe the legacy that he has here in Pittsburgh and either go play in Russia or retire if the Pens don't pick him up in the offseason or don't extend him. But hey, the way he's playing right now, we might not even need to wait until the Olympic break. He continues on the pace he's at right now. I think at one point he was near the top of the league in points. If he continues to produce right now, I consider, getting him locked up by Christmas with how he's doing right now. Face-off is going to be to the right of Jonas Johansson. It is won by the Penguins. Indeed, they are back on the power play. I think it was Darren Radish for Tampa that took the penalty. Up high here, Sidney Crosby trying for a shot pass to Evgeny Malkin. Couldn't handle it. Anthony Cirelli now going to try to get it out. Great step up and keep in by Crosby. Malkin now back for Sid. Oh my goodness, Sidney Crosby. He is insane right now. Keeping this puck in the zone for the Pens. In the corner now. They're fighting for it in Tampa. They're finally going to clear it here. Sidney Crosby just made 2 outstanding plays to keep the puck in the zone for the Pens. But Tampa finally clears it. The Pens power play, 2 shots. Guess where both of those shots on the power play have gone tonight? That's right, the back of the net, 2 for 2. Already, a minute has expired on this penalty. There's a 2-on-3 scrum in the corner with 2 Penguins hovering nearby. That's Crosby and Kindle in the scrum. Diostas and Radish are in there, and so is Yanni Gourde. Gourde comes out with it, but he can't get the clear. Erik Karlsson trying to send it back down to that corner. It's going to go off of a stick and out of play into the netting. Penguins power play now in the last 3 games, 6 goals in 9 opportunities. That is what we say in hockey as buzzing. The boys, they are buzzing right now on this power play. Another comment here from Craig Werlow. I do see your comment there, Craig, on the Pirates trade that happened about an hour ago now. Yes, this is the third ranked prospect in the Boston Red Sox organization, outfielder Justinson Garcia, coming back to the Pirates for Johan Oviedo. I give the trade, like I said earlier, a B-, but it's always, when the Bucks are acquiring non-already MLB proven bats, how are they going to mess it up? So I will give them the benefit of the doubt currently, but I'm not going to be super optimistic until I see Garcia be a regular in the Bucks lineup. That's what his potential tells us. Anthony Mantha now with it. The Penguins' second unit out there right now trying to move the puck, but they don't go tape to tape there. Jake Gensel stepping in. His shot on Jari. Caught Jari off guard, short side, and I think Jars was able to hold it there and whistle it. Jake Gensel out there at the end of the kill for Tampa Bay, racing down the right side. Stride for stride with him was Chris Letang, and great play there by Jari to stop his former teammate Gensel. So that expires the penalty here for the Pens. Chris Letang upset at something on the Penguins bench there. We see 5-on-5 hockey we're back to now with 7:40 left to go here in the second period. Dylan Crozier, I think that's his name, right? Or have I been saying that wrong the whole time? I don't know. Crozier for Tampa sends it back down low. Snapshot from the point here by Tampa. Stick the side there by Tristan Jari. Now back down low, it's Nick Paul. Paul trying to send it up high to Carlisle. Blake Lizotte, Ryan Shea, Connor Dewar trying their best to get the puck back here. Boko Amama now is going to get it out to center. And Blake Lizotte, attempted hit on him by, I think, Carlisle, the defenseman. And Carlisle, he went into his own bench just about. Lizotte sidestepping that hit. Another battle here along the boards. Lizotte and Bjorkstrand, they hit the ground. And now Paul with it out of the scrum, top of the circle. Now moving down in. Pass there, I think, from Deastis. Cross the slot pass there, couldn't get there. And now a shot from the point here, gobbled up by Jari for a whistle. Anthony Cirelli whacking at a potential rebound there, but there wasn't any. It's going to get escorted away from Jari by Wotherspoon and Brian Shea. Tristan Jari there, looking calm, cool, and collected. Top unit comes back out on the ice now here, I think, for Tampa. Looks like Tampa has switched it up a bit. They have taken Brandon Hagel off of this top line and put Jake Gensel up with Anthony Cirelli and Nikita Kucherov. So a new look top line here against the kid line, I think, for the Penguins. Or no, not the kid line. Penguins doing some line shuffling as well. Rutger McGroarty with Crosby and Brian Rust here on this shift. Puck out at center here. Still the puck jumping all over the place. No one can take possession of it. Now Erik Karlsson, he'll lose it in his own zone. Moving on in. And it's going to be stopped and covered here by Jari. Liljegren moving on in. It goes down, and there's going to be a penalty here on the Pens. And shorthanded again is Pittsburgh. Damn it. So back to the penalty kill. Goes the Penguins here. Hate to see that. 10 of you in here, welcome. Real quick, just because we've already mentioned the Pittsburgh Pirates here tonight, said earlier tonight that we would be talking about some extra Pittsburgh sports news as we went along for the football team and the baseball team, aside from the trade. Going to get into some Pittsburgh Steelers football news at the beginning of the intermission. Some additional Pittsburgh Pirates news besides from the breaking trade that they had tonight. Just an update on who they might be interested in coming up in free agency. This guy, all of a sudden gaining some major traction in terms of interest from the Bucks. Kazuma Okamoto, corner infielder, right-handed hitting third and first baseman, 29 years old, coming over from Japan. He, according to John Heyman, MLB Insider, for the New York Post today, has big interest from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okamoto, 2025 stats over in Japan, 77 games, a .322 batting average with a .992 OPS, 15 home runs, 51 RBIs, had just 36 strikeouts, almost equaled his strikeout total in walks with 34. That'd be a hell of an addition there by the Bucks. Only thing is that some more aggressive teams than the Pirates in the Red Sox, who they just made a trade with, and the Toronto Blue Jays, who have already made a couple of signings this past couple of weeks. They also have interest in Okamoto. Hopefully the Pirates, they will be able to maybe give a little bit of an overpay to Okamoto and get him to Pittsburgh. Would love for that addition if you are the Pirates. Solidify your third base or first base position and then move on from there. As expected, the Penguins here back on the penalty kill. Opening face-off of this power play. It's going to be one here by Tampa. Puck was loose in front of the net, but it was picked up by Blake Lizotte. Sent along here, Connor Dewar. He's going to try to maybe get a shorthanded chance here or at least kill time. Now he sends it behind the net. The penalty right now, it's Erik Karlsson for slashing. He's the guilty party recently. That is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is the 9th penalty already in this hockey game. And we still have a period and 5 minutes left to go. So the referees getting their arm usage to work here, calling different penalties. The Lightning trying to, after a pair of clears by the Penguins, get reset up in the offensive zone again. Jake Gensel behind the net, trying to play one up the boards here. Comes out in front, and an excellent shot alone in front of the net, put wide there by Oliver Bjorkstrand. Now Jake Gensel over. Nikita Kucherov just got robbed, I think, by Tristan Jarry. If not, he missed that one-time slap shot high. Rust, Kindle, Shea, Letang, the killers out there for the Pens right now, trying to survive the final 37 seconds. Block there by Ben Kindle. Stepping in front of a slap shot by Darren Radish. Over to the other side now. Gonzalez. His path broken up by Letang and cleared the rest of the way by Kindle. Sent up quickly here by Johansson. Kucherov. Clifton all over him. Kucherov in the corner now. Tries to play it up here to Nick Paul. Down low again. Now the half wall. Kucherov. To Diostas. Kucherov, one-time slapper. Save made by Jarry. Bodies bull over him in front, but it's cleared by the Penguins. Count it. Now the 21st save of the night for Tristan Jarry. And they've all been beauties. Penalty has expired to Erik Karlsson. He's out of the box. Crosby back on the ice now for the Pens. Yanni Gourde trying to poke it along down in the Pen zone. Holmberg with it. He and Connor Clifton go down to the ice. Puck is aired out to center again. Lilleberg up the boards here for Holmberg, but it's picked off again by the Pens. Crosby for Ville Koivunen. Koivunen spinning away from a check. Pinned up against the boards right now. Get a look at two kids in Sidney Crosby here. Koivunen and McGroarty out there with 87. Still, this puck is being battled with just inside the Lightning zone. Now it comes loose to Tampa. Holmberg trying to chip it along for Yanni Gourde, but Parker Wotherspoon intercepts. Crosby now chipping it up here. Rucker McGroarty with a chance. McGroarty, his shot there. It's going to be stopped and held on to by Jonas Johansson. McGroarty, he is maybe looking to add his add a goal from him, I should say, to the fun. It's the other two kids, Koivunen and Kindle, who have goals here tonight. McGroarty looking to get on the board as well. Looking here again, that Nick Paul chance, or excuse me, Oliver Bjorkstrand chance a couple moments ago on the power play, that actually hit off of a Penguins stick, and it hit off the crossbar, so he did not miss that shot there. Tommy Novak into the Lightning zone here. Now up high, Ryan Graves wraps it around behind the net again. Malkin up high to Erik Karlsson. Karlsson floating it down low again. Tommy Novak couldn't skate to it, was tied up with Crozier. Now up the boards here. Someone goes down for the Penguins. No penalty call. Gonsalves racing after it. Evgeny Malkin now, he'll take it away. Ryan Graves stepping up here, fending off back-checking Dominic James. But it's the Lightning again bringing it back up. Gonsalves to James. James spinning back. Up high. Moser a shot. Save made there by Jari. He'll hang on to it for the whistle. On that, there wasn't a penalty there a moment ago, as I think that was Ryan Graves who blew a tire, but a Lightning player looked like he might have gotten a piece of him. Maybe the officials, after I just mentioned that they have called 9 penalties so far here tonight, maybe they're swallowing the whistles a bit, not calling anything. Face-off going to be to the right here of Jari. Top unit back on here for the Lightning. Their top defense pairing and top line. Puck is chipped out to center here, and now Connor Dewar chips it along even more. Fourth line out here now for the Pens. Ben Kindle out there with Lizotte and Dewar. How about this line combination? It's going to be chopped on net here by, I believe, Lizotte, and it's going to be covered up there by Johansson. Not a high dangerous scoring opportunity there. Minute 43 left to go here in the second period. Looks like the Crosby line is going to come back out on the ice now. Crosby and Cirelli here on the faceoff. Tie up. Comes loose to Tampa. And now here we got a whistle. I think the Pens are going to be called off sides here. Puck came out to center ice momentarily to Nikita Kucherov. Ryan Shea, laying a hit on Kucherov. That took the puck back inside the zone, and the Pens were called offsides. Face-off now just outside the zone, won by the Pens. Chris Letang dumping it in. Stopped there for a second by Johansson behind his net. Darren Radish playing it up the boards, picked up there by Letang. Letang to the net, looking for maybe a pass off the pads. Crosby couldn't get a piece of it. Now back into the Pen zone. Stopped up here. Radish moving in, makes a move. Radish to Kucherov, they score. They've been pushing all game long. They've gotten multiple dangerous chances. In Tampa, they are able to finally break through. Is Darren Radish with a beautiful backdoor feed to Nikita Kucherov, and Kucherov had a wide open net to tap that puck into. Tristan Jarry trying to dive back for that puck to stop it. Wasn't able to do it. And Tampa, they take the goose egg off the board. Took 24 shots to finally get one past Tristan Jarry. And it's 3-1 as we now approach a minute left to go here in the second period. Back out to center is the puck now again. D-to-D pass here from Tampa. Pass up here for Nick Paul. He somehow keeps possession of it through contact. Paul trying to look for his defenseman. Couldn't get it, and now the Pens pick it off back the other way. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Malkin pass for Mantha, just out of reach. Malkin now losing the puck again. Ryan Graves will send it down low. Mantha in a battle down there, tied up by Lilleberg. Coming loose with the puck is Deostis. Now Bjorkstrand trying to lead the rush up ice. He lost the puck. So did Malkin. Nick Paul in here, and got a whistle stoppage here. What's this whole thing about? Nick Paul, down the right side, was entering the zone with no one near him. But I think it's offsides as a Lightning player blew a tire on the other side of the ice. So whistle stops here with 22.6 left to go in the period. John Cooper right there for the Lightning looks on. Face off just outside the pen zone. Kindle against Sorelli here. Jake Gensel and Ville Koivunen giving each other some hacks and whacks before the puck drops. Carlson behind his own net, wrapping up the boards, feeding it, or trying to feed it towards the front of the net was Kucherov, looking for Gensel all alone. Couldn't get it there. McGroarty now. Koivunen gives a check to someone. Kucherov in, 2 seconds left. Looking for Radish. Puck pops up into the air, and that is going to do it for the second period. Time expires, and the Penguins, solid period played by them. Took a backdoor feed for Nikita Kucherov with an excellent play there by Darren Radish to get the Lightning on the board. The Pens, though, they capitalize with 2 more goals. It'll be 3-1 after 2, and just now realizing I didn't have a 2 up for that period. Here we go. Intermission number 2 now is up. 11 of you in here. Welcome to the live stream. Penguins up 3-0 after 40 minutes of play. 20 minutes left to go here in a little bit. Play maybe simmering a little bit down. Physicality still there a bit. We'll see if anything else comes from it for the rest of the night. Back to the extra Pittsburgh sports news. Going to talk about the football team here for a couple of minutes before I take another break for the second intermission. No news live stream here tonight. There won't be one tomorrow night either. So we'll talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers a little bit and what's going on with them. The Steelers today continuing preparation for their matchup with the Baltimore Ravens this Sunday. That matchup will be for the lead in the AFC North. Injury report today for the Steelers. Some more injuries getting added to the list. 2 new players added to the injury list today for the Black and Gold. Not practicing today with a hand injury. Starting safety Kyle Duggar. Hopefully he is all right. Hopefully it's not a broken hand or anything like that. Hoping he is going to be all right and able to play on Sunday. He and Jalen Ramsey, who also did not practice today, resting. They have been an excellent safety tandem together for the past couple of weeks. Dante Kent, corner on injured reserve, did not practice today as well. Calvin Anderson, Derek Harmon, those 2 gentlemen not practicing today either. Limited participants today in practice. Patrick Queen returning with a glute injury. Ben Skoranek with a shoulder. Joey Porter Jr., the other newbie, on the injury report today. He has an elbow issue, at least was still able to practice, but in a limited capacity. Aaron Rodgers, James Pierre, TJ Watt, those 3 gentlemen, full participants today with their different injuries. TJ Watt with a toe, James Pierre in concussion protocol, Aaron Rodgers with that fractured left wrist, able to get back practicing today, taking snaps under center. We do not know that yet. Practicing again today was new Steelers wide receiver Adam Thielen. He actually, with quarterback Will Howard, stayed along with a few other players extra after practice today, some extra time so that Thielen can continue to, as fast as he can, learn the playbook and the different checks and calls as fast as he can. Arthur Smith, defensive coordinator, Terrell Austin, offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, and Adam Thielen, they spoke today after practice. Starting with Thielen here, he said that he's excited to be in Pittsburgh, wants to contribute on and off the field. Said that he still feels he can do everything, even though he is 35 years old now. I did say that learning a new playbook is like learning a new language, so he is trying to get that down as quick as possible. And also says he's love it here so far in Pittsburgh, saying that he's had many powerful conversations, none of which have been about football. So glad to see that his initial impression of Pittsburgh is good. Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, though, he today not happy. Of course, who would be after that pitiful offensive performance against the Bills last week? Said that Thielen is going to learn the offense as fast as he can. We'll see if Thielen gets out there on Sunday. Said, every single game right now is critical for this team. It's crunch time. Also talked about the tight end being used less and less in the offense in the past couple of games. About Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith in particular, said that they need to possess the ball more to get those guys more opportunities. And defensive coordinator Terrell Austin, the main things he spoke about today were the swapping in and out of the lineup with Darius Slay and Asante Samuel Jr. Austin saying that he liked the competitiveness and the work Asante Samuel has done since he got to Pittsburgh. As for Darius Slay, who got waived, Austin just saying it is what it is. Sometimes things don't work out. That was his view on that situation. Slay, by the way, back in the news here today, he this morning reportedly notified the Buffalo Bills that he will not be reporting to Buffalo. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, telling ESPN and the Bills, Slay is honored that a first-class organization like the Bills claimed him, but he is going to take some time away from football right now to decide if, in the next few days, if he wants to keep playing. So the Bills claiming Darius Slay off of waivers from the Steelers yesterday. They pick up the rest of his $10 million contract for this season. They now will just take that contract and not get Slay at least immediately anyways. So that is pretty crazy right there. Slay's money off the books for the Steelers, and he's not even going to Buffalo. Anyways, maybe Slay is trying to work his way back to Philadelphia. The Eagles, they put in a claim for Slay, but Buffalo was ahead of them in the order. Last thing here on the Steelers, congratulations today. Alex Highsmith, the Steelers' Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year. He will also be the Steelers nominee for the NFL's Walter Payton Man of the Year award. So congratulations to one Alex Highsmith for that. Oh, and last thing, talk about the Steelers injury report. Baltimore Ravens, they also have some names of note on their injury report. Lamar Jackson not practicing today for Baltimore. I still think he will get out there against the Steelers on Sunday, but him not practicing today on Thursday, going to be very interesting to see if he practices at all tomorrow. If not, might be the Tyler Huntley-led Ravens against the Steelers on Sunday. One of the top three Ravens receivers, Rashad Bateman and Nate Wiggins, those two gentlemen also limited today in practice. So keep an eye on those as we move along and see where things fall out between now and Sunday. I think that does it for the other news as related to the Steelers and Pirates here for the night. Going to take another quick break here, and we'll get back to hockey here in a little bit. Penguins up 3-1 after 2 periods of play. Come back here in a moment, here in a little bit, for the start of the third period, where we will bring this thing on home. Stay where you are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 40 minutes in the book, 20 minutes left to go down there in Tampa, Florida, between the Lightning and the Penguins. Mostly all Penguins for this game, at least in the goal department. The Lightning, they have been pushing all game long to score goals. They finally got one near the end of the second period. However, the Penguins, they've made the most of their opportunities. 2 goals from the kids, Ville Koivunen and Ben Kindle on the power play. Sprinkle in an Evgeny Malkin breakaway goal sandwiched in the middle. And that is where we stand right now. 3-1 entering the third period here. The Pens up by 2, looking to hang on to this lead and make it 2-0 in the month of November after a disastrous November. Will they be able to do it? Tristan Jarry has been sharp, knock on wood. He continues that here in the third period and shuts things down. Let's see what happens here. Tampa, the latest goal, Nikita Kucherov, he has been hunting for a goal all night long, was finally able to break through. Hopefully that wasn't any sort of shifting of the momentum in this game, and the Penguins are able to pick up right where they left off, start the third period here, like how they began the second period, showing the Penguins now here. Sidney Crosby this season, interesting stat here they're showing on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Points by period this season, Sidney Crosby has 10 points in the first and second periods each this season. 9 points in the third period this season. So 10 in the first, 10 in the second, 9 in the third. Wouldn't it be poetic for him to get his 30th point of the season here in the third period? Make it 10 even across the board. Crosby and Yanni Gourde lead in here for the faceoff at center ice again. Third line against first line. And off the opening faceoff here, Yanni Gourde comes up flicking his hand there. Might have caught a slash or something from sit off the opening draw. That was interesting. Puck down here in the Tampa Bay zone. It's wrapped up the boards out to center. Parker Wotherspoon and Erik Karlsson play catch. Wotherspoon sends it for Hayes, tipped in behind the net. Johansson stops the puck there. Tampa Bay now out at center. Zemgus Girgensons, the former long-time Buffalo Sabre, chips it into the zone. Picked up there by Crosby. He gains the red line at center and dumps it in on goal. Johansson stops it there and settles it for his defenseman. That is Theastis there. Probably been butchering his name all night, but can you blame me? Now Jake Gensel out here moving through center, and he's going to take a penalty. Oh, my goodness. Chris Letang and Jake Gensel, no sort of loving there between the two former teammates. Gensel gets tripped up in the neutral zone, and Letang gives Gensel a shot for good measure because his stick went with Gensel. It's going to be hooking here on Letang. Gensel trying to scoot around Letang. Letang, his stick gets pinned up against the boards, and that wraps up Gensel, and then Gensel just lays on Letang's stick after the fact. So Letang had to come over and give Jake a shove, and Penguins are going to go again on the penalty kill to begin the third period here. And this is not the start you wanted. Nikita Kucherov, a shot off of the draw, stopped there by Jarry. Just about to say, this is not the start you wanted to the period here with the Penguins, because now you're going to give the Tampa offense some life here on the man advantage, and if they score it, then the Pens, they're going to be in serious trouble because momentum will be all the way in favor of the Lightning. Lightning get control again here off the faceoff, and there it is. There it is. It is Brandon Hagel who beats Tristan Jarry up high, I think over the left shoulder. And the Lightning are back within one. Disastrous start to the period here for the Pens. Puck off the face-off, comes up high to the defenseman Radish. Nikita Kucherov over to Brandon Hagel from the top of the right face-off circle. Not sure if that puck was knuckling or not. No, it actually beat Jari short side. That puck had eyes. There was not much room for Hagel to put it into the top right corner. And by room, I mean get it past the defenseman Erik Karlsson in front of him. Tristan Jarry had no chance of seeing that puck. And now 3-2 Tampa. And here we go. There's another third period collapse imminent here for the Penguins. Oh boy. They do get it into the Tampa zone here. The kid line, Kindle, Koivunen, McGroarty out there for the Pens right now. Bringing it up into the into the Penguin zone is James, pickpocketed there. Now out to center, Billy Koivunen up here. Koivunen in. His shot. Pad save made by Johansson. Someone broke a stick on the way by. I think that's the defenseman, Crozier for Tampa, who broke his twig. Lightning gained possession of it again in their own zone. Crozier trying to chip it out, but Brian Rust keeps it in. Now Sidney Crosby down low. Crosby still protecting the puck. Spinorama backhand up high, and Ryan Shea's shot is blocked by James. That is the worse than none hockey sense from Sidney Crosby right there. A spinorama backhand pass from the corner finds a vacant Ryan Shea up high, but the shot was blocked. Excellent vision there from 87. Back in the pen zone is the puck, however, up high. J.J. Moser couldn't keep it in, was looking to walk the line, but lost the puck. Now puck comes back into the pen zone behind the net. Chris Letang crashing and banging with some Lightning players there. Getting Malkin trying to chip it up the boards here to Tommy Novak, who chips it up to Anthony Mantha, but it now comes to Malkin. Malkin had to wait up for Mantha to get on sides. Someone gets tripped up here, and we're going to have another penalty here on the Pens. Evgeny Malkin is going to go to the box here for tripping on J.J. Moser, and the Pens, they're going to try to make this an even up call here. There's some scrum going on here. Evgeny Malkin, he's trying to get a hold of someone, trying to draw a penalty the other way, but the Penguins again, period, a little over 3 minutes old, and they're going to have another penalty, and the Lightning are going to go to the man advantage with an opportunity to tie up this hockey game. Moser just spinning away from Malkin, trying to go get the puck. The stick blade of Malkin takes the skates out right from underneath him. And now Tampa, their dangerous power play, it's going to come back on the ice here, having just scored a power play goal a moment ago. Kucherov again tried a shot off the face-off. That one was blocked that time. Parker Wotherspoon, he tries to chip it out. It was kept in by Oliver Bjorkstrand. Now in the corner, battling for it, there's Erik Karlsson. It comes up high to Darren Radish. Radish moving on in. Over here to Hagel. Radish. Now Kucherov on the half wall. Still holding it there is Kucherov. Down low, that's Gensel. Up high, Kucherov to Radish. Kucherov one-timer blocked there by Parker Wotherspoon. Keeping possession of it again on the half wall, it's Kucherov. He and Radish play catch. Back to Gensel down low. Kuch again. Holding. Kucherov now spins back down low. Gensel, bumper position. Bjorkstrand is robbed there by Jari, and he is able to squeeze the pads together through the whistle. That was the play the Lightning have been trying to get set up this entire time, and it finally came open. Tristan Jari with an excellent stop. Down to a knee from the hash marks. Bjorkstrand firing it right back into the stomach of Jari, who hangs on. Jake Gensel now on the faceoff. Not a true centerman out here right now for the Lightning on this top power play unit. Their top center active tonight is Anthony Cirelli, not a part of this top unit. Lightning with possession again. Kucherov, top of the circle. His shot hit a body in front. Lightning keep it in, though. Radish across the blue line. Kucherov, Bjorkstrand again. Kicked out by Jari. Bjorkstrand again with it. 45 seconds left here on the power play. Radish down low. Gensel. Kucherov. Over Radish. One-timer. Blocked away there. That either hit Brian Rust or Jari got a piece of it. Kept in again by the Lightning. Kucherov now over to Gensel. Kucherov now down low. Up high, Radish. One-timer. Sticked aside there by Jari. It goes wide and all the way out of the zone, out to center. The Penguins are going to get at least a few killers off the ice. Back in quickly, though, comes Tampa. Hagel to Radish. Kucherov. Bjorkstrand. Wide open net. How did he miss? Oh my goodness! Got all my players tangled up. Either Bjorkstrand just sent that puck over a wide open net. Maybe a stick got in there, but I don't know. Tristan Jari might have just had an octopus save. I have no idea. I'm going to wait for the replay on that one. The penalty has expired. The Penguins try to come back in here with Kevin Hayes, but Brian Rust, who is forechecking, is way, way off sides here. Let's take another look at it. Let's look here, and Bjorkstrand, did he airmail that? Don't get a good look of it there if it hit a stick or not. And still trying to look here. No, he just fanned on it, I think, and it just went high and wide. There was another excellent chance from Bjorkstrand even before that, and it went right to, I think, Brandon Hagel beside the net, and Jari was able to flash the pad to keep it out. Puck is in the Tampa Bay Lightning zone here momentarily. Now it comes loose. Pontus Holmberg on the rush here with Zemgus Girgensons. Girgensons hits the deck. Ryan Graves backhands it along the board, and it's out of the zone. This is going to go just wide of the Tampa Bay net. No icing, though. Thought there might have been icing, though, but nothing. Malkin hit by Gord out there at center. Dominic James in. His wrist shot towards the net. It's going to be sticked by Jari, and thought it might have gone out of play, but they play on. Back in now comes Cirelli. Deostis now in. Deostis, his shot blocked there by Mantha, keeps possession, throws it out in front. Hacking away at it is Paul and James, but it's picked up and skied out to center by the Pens again. In on goal here for Johansson. He plays it along the way from Tommy Novak. Play continues to move here. Evgeny Malkin now in. Penguins draw a penalty. Save made by Johansson, but still saw the referee's arm go up. Evgeny Malkin, I think, is going to draw a hooking minor here. And the Penguins, they're finally going to have their chance on the power play this period. It is Deostis who goes to the thin bin. And after killing off a crucial penalty, the Pens now maybe a chance to reclaim that 2-goal lead. Hopefully they're able to do it. 11 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. On your way in, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment in the comment section what your thoughts are on this game here tonight, and maybe who will score the next goal if we have one. There is going to be a next goal. Who do you think, Penguins or Lightning, will get it? Let me know in the comments section. Up to 652 subscribers here on the channel, so gain a new one here this evening. Appreciate that subscriber. Going to take a real quick break during this commercial. Back here in 30 seconds. Pens and Lightning resuming action here in a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Penguins officially now on the power play here. And there's a one-time shot from Brian Rust. And sliding across to make the save and get the whistle is Jonas Johansson. The Penguins here, after giving up a power play goal to start the period, and then the Pens getting a kill, are trying to reclaim a 2-goal lead right now on the man advantage. This is like the 12th penalty called tonight. Tons and tons of stoppages and penalties between these two teams this evening. Erik Karlsson skates it all the way from his own zone, chips it along, and down in the corner takes a hit. It's turned over and cleared again. Pens top unit, Crosby, Malkin, Rust, Kindle, and Karlsson out there right now for the Pens. 40 seconds already expired on this man advantage. Trying to get back into the zone and get set up. Great pass there from Kindle. And the Pens do get set up. Karlsson over to Malkin. Back to Karlsson. Brian Rust circling up high. Karlsson again now. Walking across the blue line on the half wall. It's Malkin. Malkin down low to Kindle. Kindle up high. Karlsson walking in. Shot pass there for Rust, deflected wide. Kindle again in the corner. He's going to wrap it up the boards here, racing over to keep it in his Malkin. Cross zone pass to Crosby, looking backdoor for Kindle, and I think Johansson got a pat on it, and it's cleared again by Tampa. And whoa, the clear attempt. Tristan Jarry came out of his crease to try to stop that puck from going behind the net. It almost went into the net. It came across the vacant blue crease. Brandon Hagelin on a shorthanded chance. Glove save by Jarry. What is it tonight with the Pens giving up tons of shorthanded chances? Second unit now on for the Pens. Kevin Hayes trying to give it back to the point to Letang. Ian Hagel behind the play. Hagel with it now. Looking for a pass for Nick Paul. Couldn't connect. Now it's Kevin Hayes bringing it in, trying to shoot it in on net there for Johansson and chase after the rebound. It's going to be whistled dead here by the Tampa goaltender. Again, the Pens with a shorthanded opportunity. Brandon Hagel streaking down the left side here. Gets a nice shot on Jarry. Glove save made by number 35 in black and gold. That did expire the penalty for Tampa, so we are back to even with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to play here in this hockey game. Tampa leading in the shot department pretty comfortably right now, 31-24. Stretch pass here for Jake Gensel is not going to connect. Gensel does pick it up, however, behind the Pens net in a battle with Shea. I think that is Crosby picking it up there, sending it along here. Rucker McGroarty chases. Picked up again here by Tampa. Kucherov at center ice. Stretch pass. Over. Now in on goal. Oh my goodness. Tristan Jarry just made a hell of a save on Crozier. The streaking defenseman on the rush. Point blank. Jarry, another excellent save. Boko Amama, rare shift for him tonight. He's in the corner. Now it comes over. Ryan Graves, his shot blocked by Kucherov. In his own zone, Kucherov waiting for some teammates to change on the ice now with the puck. It's Darren Radish. Now played up here for Yanni Gord. Gord trying to chip it down behind the Pens net. Picked up there by Graves. Brian Rust wheeling. Now will skate up. Kevin Hayes couldn't get it in any deeper. J.J. Moser now with it, trying to get away from Brian Rust, who's pestering him. Now Radish. Cross ice pass. Up comes, I think that's Pontus Holmberg, excuse me. Down low, Gergensons. Puck battle over here against the boards. Holmberg and Ryan Graves there. Connor Clifton now chips it up the boards. It's knocked all the way down the ice here. No icing. The puck just dies right before it reaches the goal line for Tampa. So no icing. The Pens are able to get on fresh troops here. Another shift for Rutger McGroarty, Billy Koivunen, and I think that's Ben Kindle out there. The kid line back out here, but the Tampa Bay Lightning, they are going to ice it, so that might send the kid line back off here, and the Pens might send the Crosby unit on. We'll see. 8:48 left to go in the hockey game. Kid line is going to stay out here. Kindle, Koivunen, McGroarty. Kindle stepping in on the face-off here against Girgensons. And he is going to win that face-off. Back blast from the point. It's Erik Karlsson. Blocker save by Johansson. Now behind the net, Kindle. Up high. Karlsson again a drive. That hit a body in front. Might have been friendly fire. Goes off McGroarty, and it's picked up by Darren Radich. He'll chip it in and chase it. Karlsson quickly up the boards for Koivunen. Can't go tape to tape with Kindle. Now Wotherspoon, he'll get it out finally with an airmail. Gonsalves now back in. Comes loose, Brandon Hagel, and in he scores, and we have a tied game. The Lightning turn it back into the zone quickly. And Brandon Hagel slips by the defense. Makes one move on Tristan Jarry and buries it high. And we have a brand new hockey game. It's 3-3. The Penguins blowing a 3-0 lead. Erik Karlsson and Parker Wotherspoon get sucked up too high near the blue line there. They try to break up the pass. And Brandon Hagel slips by both of them and scores the goal. 3-3. The Penguins on their heels. And the Lightning again are going to try to get the lead now. Pontus Holmberg in, his shot off a stick and into the netting behind Tristan Jarry. Going to go to commercial over here with 8:02 left to go, and the Pens just, oh wow. Again, a 3-0 lead blown. Again, a third period lead blown. And we are in trouble. The Pens are. Back to the comments section. 8 of you in here right now. A distorted visitor in here. A couple of new comments. Apologize for the music. Hopefully I'll turn it down a little bit here. Apologize to that. Unless this game somehow goes to overtime, I doubt that music will be played for the rest of the night, unless I have the chance to take another short commercial break. Chelsea in here. Welcome, Chelsea. Brady, nice to meet you, Chelsea. Glad to have you here. Craig Werlow in here. Again, third period always seems to be their worst, especially with a 2-goal lead. Any lead, really, there, Craig. And I had that odd feeling, that odd itch where the Lightning gave them a little bit of life with that goal at the end of the second period, and then the 2 penalties, one of them which they capitalized on to begin the period. I knew, I had that feeling, didn't want to say it, that the Lightning were going to tie up this game. Now, how do the Pens respond? They'll be able to catch their breather here, maybe slow the momentum of the Lightning a little bit on this commercial break, but they got to respond in a big way here coming out of this TV timeout. And another comment here from Chelsea. Most nerve-wracking one with these types of games. Indeed, it is, Chelsea. And we're in for another heart attack finish with this hockey team. And would really love for them to get this, because not too many games this year where the Pens have had that statement win against a bona fide, deep playoff run cup contender. But now they're in jeopardy of putting another one of those games in jeopardy. Face off here. It's going to be to the right of Tristan Jarry. Lizotte, Dewar, Boko Amama, the forward group here for the Pens against the top line for the Lightning. Face-off was won initially by the Pens. Kucherov trying to center one there, couldn't do it. Now it is Chris Letang bringing it up ice. Boko Amama just throws it towards the net, goes wide. Connor Dewar stepping down the boards, had it chipped by him. Now picked up by Blake Lizotte. Over to Chris Letang. Letang across center red, across the blue line, makes a move. Letang in, shot, save made by Johansson. And now Letang's got a back check here. Sorelli tried to rush it up ice. Now he just drops it back to Darren Radish. He'll take it behind his own net and wait for his team to regroup. Now 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in regulation. Radish waiting for something to open up. Stretch pass out to center. Picked up by Holmberg. Holmberg, a center ice shot in on Jari. He'll just clutch it against his chest. And another offensive zone face-off here for the Lightning is going to be coming up. That right there, their 34th shot of the ball of the hockey game. Jari has seen a lot of rubber coming his way. Stopped 31 shots. Penguins got to do something now to generate offense the other way, take some pressure off of their goaltender. Got a conference here between all four officials ahead of this face-off. It's going to be to the left of Jari. Now they split. Crosby against Girgensons on the face-off, won by Sid. Carlson rings it behind the net. Brian Rust to Crosby, and it's out to center ice, but the Lightning send it right back in. Wotherspoon. Bank pass to Carlson. And here comes EK65, gains center red, chips it into the zone. Deastis behind the net, sends it up the boards, kept alive in the zone by the Pens for the moment. Crosby trying to get around Lilleberg, and somehow Sid gets it back up to the point to Wotherspoon. Over to Carlson. Carlson slap pass. Crosby is down in front, and wonder what the hell happened there. That Sid was getting pummeled by Lilleberg. No penalty. The Lightning chip it back down into the pen zone here. Wotherspoon again plays it behind the net to Carlson. Now up the boards here. Malkin to Anthony Mantha. Couldn't go tape to tape there, and it's chopped back out to center again. Wotherspoon to Carlson. Those two been out here for a while. Excuse me. Now that's Ryan Graves and Connor Clifton now out on the ice. Chipped into the Tampa zone here by the Pens. Mantha there trying to steal it away from Radish, but the Lightning break it out here, and here comes Jake Gensel down the boards. Novak shields him off. Gensel pestering Ryan Graves, comes over to Anthony Mantha. Evgeny Malkin's just going to chip that one out to center. Tampa again sending it back into the pen zone. Ryan Graves stops behind his own net. Graves with two Lightning all over him. Finally gets it out to center. Koivunen cross zone pass. Ben Kindle on in. Kindle shot sticked aside by Johansson. Stays in the zone. Kindle down low for McGroarty. McGroarty power move to the net. Couldn't keep possession. Kindle again circling up high on the blue line. Drops it for Letang. Back to Kindle. One-time slapper from far out. Save made by Johansson. Now Kucherov, he's just going to airmail this one out here to Carlisle, and the Pens are going to gain possession again back in their own zone. 2 shots on goal there from the kid line. Maybe put them out maybe one more time here with 4:45 now left to go in the period. McGroarty, his shot blocked. Now you got Nick Paul, cross corner dump in. Ryan Shea picking it up there. Breakout pass for McGroarty, picked up there by Kindle. Kindle stops now and goes back to his defenseman Shea. That line finally going off for a change. Now Shea. Pass to center here. Goes off the stick of Amama. Bringing it back in is Hagel. I believe we're on hat trick watch for Brandon Hagel, if I'm not mistaken. Now puck here. It's going to go the length of the ice, and that is going to be icing here on the Pens, just to make sure. It is Hagel, right? Yeah, Hagel. Hat trick watch for him. Both goals here in the third period for the Lightning. That is tied up this hockey game. 4:09 now left to go. Blake Lizotte leaning in here on the face-off with Dominic Janes. He wins it. Puck wrapped around the boards out to center. Boko Amama pinned up against the boards there. Deastis behind the net. And now out to center. And with speed comes James, trying to make a move around Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon is able to shut that down. Now dumped into the Lightning zone here. Blake Lizotte looking for an interference penalty of some sort. Not going to get it. Out at center here. Puck is going to be chopped into the Tampa bench for a whistle. There's a broken stick out at center. Maybe that's potentially what Lizotte was complaining about, saying, hey, he played it with a broken stick, but no penalty called. And with 3:52 left to go in this hockey game, 3-3. And the Penguins maybe get a goal or at least survive and get it to overtime. Even then, it's not a guaranteed good feeling if you're the Pens. Aside from the game Monday night when they ended it in overtime with Chris Letang's goal, they are 0 for 5 on overtime and shootout decisions this season. 1 for 5 thanks to the Letang game winner Monday night. They might be heading for a similar situation here in this one. Looking and seeing if there's any new information on anything that has gone on here tonight. The Penguins are the Pirates making a trade. Penguins, this game going on. If there's anything of note going on that we are not seeing here. Penguins, this period. Love this tweet here from Josh Yowie. I'm looking at X right now. Steamrolled. That is a pretty good adjective for how this period is going for the Penguins. Need to turn it around here in the next 4 minutes and change. Well, 3.5 minutes and change, I should say. It's in the game as they come back here from commercial, 20-13 in favor of the Pens. Face-off is going to be out in the neutral zone here, right in front of the Tampa bench. Erik Karlsson off the face-off just slaps it all the way around the boards and back down to Penguins ice. Holy. Take some mustard off of that, EK. His slap shot from the end of the Lightning bench goes around the boards and all the way back down to Penguins territory. There's now a puck battle in the corner to the right of Jari. Puck comes up high. Shot from far out there. It's going to be gloved by Jari and whistled dead. Couple of pushes and shoves here between a few Pens and Bolts. I think Parker Wotherspoon and Zemgus Girgensons might have matched up there. Crosby line heads off here for a face-off to the right of Jari. Let's see what line the Pens go with right here. It is going to be the fourth line. Lizotte, Dewar, and not sure if... No, it's not Boko Amama out there. It's a second centerman, Ben Kindle. Kindle lost the draw, but it came to Dewar, and Dewar from just outside the blue line is going to wrist it on net, and Johansson stops it there for the whistle. 3:07 left to go in this hockey game. This long hockey game. We have been on stream by the end of this for 3 hours tonight. So I thank each and every single one of you who has stuck around through tonight's hockey game. Off tomorrow, by the way, the channel is. There might be an FCSR 60 tomorrow night, but there will not be a live stream tomorrow unless there is some sort of massive breaking news. Like, for example, if this was just another night here on the channel, we would have been live for the Johan Oviedo trade, but thankfully that happened tonight. Pens back into the Tampa zone. Here comes the Malkin. He scores! And the Penguins have got their answer. It was an entrance into the zone from Mantha and Novak, they suck up the Tampa Bay defense, and Malkin, all alone on the far side, is going to get the tie-breaking goal. Wow. Again, someone out there just finds open ice. Nobody picks up Malkin. Mantha and Novak, they draw the attention of the Tampa defense, and Gino all alone to the left of Johansson, one times it past the sliding goaltender, and the Penguins, they get a massive goal. 2.5 minutes now left to play. Puck out at center. Chopped back in. Now we're going to be taking a look at Jonas Johansson, seeing when John Cooper's going to call him to the bench for the extra skater. Battle for the puck against the boards out at center. Chris Letang, he'll send it back down deep. Nikita Kucherov picking it up there for Tampa. Johansson starting to inch out of his goal crease, and now he goes. Darren Radish, the defenseman behind his own net, waiting for his team to regroup here. And now Tampa starts up ice. Under 2 minutes left to go. Pass into the neutral zone here. It's going to be wrapped around the back of the Pens net here. Kucherov cross zone pass goes to no one. Again, Kucherov in the corner. Up high, Radish. Back down low, Kucherov from the face-off dot. Radish. Kucherov, one-timer. Save made there by Jari. Rebound in front. It's loose. Everyone's chopping away at it. And the Lightning come with it. Bjorkstrand up high. Now Kucherov, one-time shot. Not sure if that made it on net or not. Penguins chip it out to center. 1:15 now left to go in the game. Radish from his own zone. Stretch pass here for Kucherov. He'll dump it in. Jari trying to jump for it as it went over his net. Couldn't grab it. Up high. Theostis. Now to Hagel. 2 goals tonight looking for the hat trick. Hagel. Cross zone pass. Too high for Kucherov. Kucherov, one-timer. Oh my goodness, he scores. You want to look up in the dictionary the word laser beam. That shot from Nikita Kucherov will come up as the definition. He about 7 different times tonight, Kucherov has done one-time shots from the left side, and he finally gets one to find Twine right over the left shoulder of Tristan Jari, short side, and Nikita Kucherov with 55.4 seconds on the clock ties up the hockey game. The 40th shot of the game gives the Lightning the 4th goal for them in this game. It's tied 4-4. We have a conversation here with the referees. Hang on. And hang on. Oh, whoa. Okay, here. Hold everything. This is not a challenge by the Penguins. The officials were just meeting in front of the visitor penalty box. They are going to an official review here for a hand pass to see if there is a hand pass before the goal. Every Penguins coach on the bench is circling around the monitors in the bench. And both referees, they're looking at the tablet. Is there a hand pass here? Not sure where it would have been. You got Wes McCauley on the headset over there, listening into the Situation Room in Toronto. Let's see. Still waiting for a replay here to see if there's any way we can see if there's a hand pass. Again, the key word here is that he said there's an official review. Now here we go. Erik Karlsson in the corner. sends it off the glass, and Brandon Hagel, he knocks it down with his hands, and the Lightning stick with possession of it there. So that's what I think they're looking at here. Off the glass, Brandon Hagel sort of gets his body in front of it, but has both of his hands up here and like knocks it down like that. Was it enough to warrant a hand pass? I don't think the Pens touched it beyond that. This is going to be very interesting to see what they call a hand pass here. Also not sure if Hagel himself touched it after the fact. That by definition is a hand pass, but it's not, an egregious one. It's what Phil Bork, Penguins play-by-play guy, just said. Okay, Hagel hits it there, hits both his hands, goes between the legs of Wes McCauley, who's there, and then it is Jake Gensel who smacks it back to the point. That's got to be a hand pass. This is going to be a hand pass, and this is an extra long review, so maybe this is them trying to get the time right now, which is making this seem extra long. So hang everything here. I'm going to pop this off the board for a second. Take the score bug that we have here down. This is going to be a hand pass here, I think. Here we go. West is coming with the final verdict. Let's see here. And there was a hand pass. Brandon Hagel smacks it down with his hands. The next player to touch it was Jake Gensel. The rule of the law wins that time. It is a hand pass, and that came with 1:07 left on the clock, so that was indeed what they were talking about. They are getting the time right. 1:07 on the clock. The face-off will be just outside the pen zone here. The Lightning do not tie up the hockey game yet. Not going to say anything here and jinx them. Face-off won by the Penguins. They get it out to center. A minute now left on the clock. Jonas Johansson back in his cage. Now he's going to go and had to play it along as he heads to the bench. Extra attacker on again for Tampa. They can't get it into the pen zone, no. Darren Radish now. 40 seconds left to go in this hockey game. Sorelli along to Deastis. Down low, I think that's Gensel. Up high, Radish. Over Kucherov. One-timer looking for someone in front. Couldn't knock it home. Radish again. Kucherov with the puck. Will he shoot it again? Down low, Hagel trying to bank it in. Short side on Jari. Picked up and cleared the length of the ice by the Penguins. And this is not going to be icing. It went off of a Tampa stick. They got to hurry. Got the Lightning in. 12 seconds left. Moving on in. Save made by Jari, standing tall on Gensel. Kucherov now with it. 4 seconds. Slap pass goes wide. And the Penguins are going to survive. The Lightning, they pushed and pushed and pushed. And Tristan Jari stands tall for the final time. The Penguins win it 4-3. What action! Hard to keep up with in the final moments. The Lightning throw everything at the net. Twice in the last 20 seconds there. Nikita Kucherov looking for a slap shot pass backdoor to someone, and twice the Lightning either missed it or fanned on the opportunity wide. Tristan Jari, 10 bell saves all the way around. And what the hell is that? Sorry. Amidst my, breakdown there, they show the Penguins going down the tunnel to their locker room, high-fiving fans, and some fan had a stuffed animal of something, and a big security guard just came in and snatched it from a fan and walked away with it. I guess Jari's not the only one making grabs here tonight, stopping stuff going the Penguins' way. Huh, that's crazy. Anyways, back to what really matters here. The Penguins, 4-3. Victors here tonight. What a game. Your typical 2025-26 Pittsburgh Penguins game so far this season. Get out to a good start, have a 3-0 lead, and then when the final frame hits, they give us all a heart attack, blow it. They, this time around, thankfully, were able to bounce back. Evgeny Malkin, his second goal of the night, his 8th of the season, continuing that fantastic streak that he has put on so far this season, continuing to stay red hot. The Penguins, with some assistance from the Situation Room in Toronto, are able to prevent the Lightning from tying up the game with that hard push that they had in the final 2 minutes. And as we are about to hit 3 hours here on stream, the Pens get what I believe to be their statement win that I've been kind of waiting for them to have this season. A win against a top of their division, near the top of their conference team. They've had a couple of those games slip away from them this season. They get one, and by the skin, by the hairs on their chins, escape here with the win in Tampa. They show all the Pens fans down there in Tampa. A regular viewer here on the channel, Flacco. He lives in the Tampa area. Was talking last night about if he was going to go to this game. He said that he might have been. If you were there, Flacco, hope you enjoyed. If you watch this back in later time, if not, we'll talk with you a different time. The Penguins, massive win here tonight, kicking off this 2-game road trip. They'll be in Dallas Sunday night against the Stars, taking on another excellent playoff caliber team. I think Dallas, the second best team in the Western Conference right now. So the Pens, they'll have their work cut out for them there. And we'll see what they bring to the table on Sunday night. That is going to do it here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in throughout the show here tonight. For the final time, please subscribe to the channel on your way out. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the channel. Again, like this live stream, share this live stream, leave your comments, your thoughts, opinions on this game after the fact. Put those in the comments section. I can see those. Drop you a like. Give you a response there, and we'll meet again here next time. The channel will be live. Will be Sunday for Steelers versus Ravens. If you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan or a Baltimore Ravens fan, please come on back to the channel next week or on Sunday, excuse me, and we will discuss it all then. Final comments here. Craig Werlow, what a win. Indeed it was. Went through all the emotions we did there. Would we expect anything else from Penguins hockey? I don't think so. And there he is. We were just talking about you. Like Joe Hendry, say his name and he appears. Flacco in here. Were you at the game, Flacco? If so, hope you had a good time. And, of course, your trademark signature, F the Ravens. What a game that was. Subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, real quick subscriber check. Gained 2 new subscribers since we last checked, up to 654 here on the channel. So that was very, very awesome. Those 3 new subscribers we got tonight. You were there, Flacco, trying to leave. Good luck with your travels back home. Hope you had a good time. Hope you were rooting for the Pens and not the Lightning, or at the very least were a little conflicted as you watched the game. Packed out here. I bet it was. It looked like a full barn down there as well. So bet you that was an electric atmosphere, no pun intended, for the Lightning. So hope you had a fun time, Flacco, and safe travels back home. Chelsea in here one last time. Great stream tonight. Go Pens. Thank you very much, Chelsea. Looking forward to having you back here next time we have a Penguins live stream. That's going to do it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Subscribe on your way out. Drop a like. Leave a comment. Come back here Sunday, probably around 12:40-ish in the afternoon. We'll go live before Steelers versus Ravens in a matchup somehow for the AFC North lead. That should be a fun game, and by fun, I mean it'll be painstaking to watch. But we'll talk about it all then, and might talk about this game and fallout from it then as well. So thank you all. Thank you for tuning in for everything we talked about here tonight, and we will do a whole bunch more on Sunday. Have a good rest of your Thursday night. Back here Sunday on a live stream, Steelers versus Ravens. Join me back here then. Have a good rest of your night, ladies and gentlemen. Penguins win. Peace.